Hey, you
Oh,
too.
only-
Me too, bud.
Well, I did it first, so stop copying.
Something's going around. It's nasty.
From Croatia to Canada?
Right, yeah, something really is going around.
Worldwide, baby, worldwide.
No, not again.
Some asshole got on an airplane.
Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised.
Something cricket. I don't know. Not even a season for it. What am I talking about? Anyway.
Well, he just had the World Cup.
Really? Jeez, I thought that was further back for some reason. Like, I
No,
thought it happened in
the
summer
last-
first. You tell I follow it very closely.
Did India
Yeah,
or
we just had-
Pakistan win?
I think it was
Pakistan. I think.
Australia.
Oh yeah. There was that bit. There was that false meme about how the Indian minister or whatever, or president, whatever, the head of their country,
Modi,
them, and
yeah.
it's like no, they totally did. They gave him the thing. They did the fireworks and everything. It's just someone decided to keep the footage of the stuff that happened after. When it's like, okay, we did all the fireworks. Okay, here's your trophy. Okay, I have other things to do with my day, so I'm gonna go over here now. And it's very awkward Aussie going like, what do I do? No one's giving me instructions. I'm just kind of standing here on the podium waiting to see what we do. But yes. On that up-to-date knowledge of all things cricket, very appropriately, this is the Electric Metropolis video game tour. I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian, and we are playing yet another session of The Great Continental War of the Setting Sun, a Fantasy Age 2nd Edition RPG. And if I sound a bit off, I am, as you may have overheard, I'm a little bit sick. Alright, it's fine. But if you send bits, it'll make me feel better. I promise. That's not how that works, but have to try. Maybe it's subscriptions, that's what does it. So let us... Oh, I forgot to... Good golly. It's okay.
Ooh, new encyclopedia entry.
Yes. Oh god, I was about to put it on the X thing. No, please. I need... Kind of forgot to put out the... If you want to see when these are coming out, you can follow the schedule here on Twitch, but you can also see it on the Discord. You can also see it, I also update it on the Green Ronin Age Discord, and on my Twitter account, at ElectricByteCHSR. Feel free to check those out as well, if you want to find other ways to keep up with what's going on. I do try to let people know what's up. Usually I've already announced this stuff before I start saying hi to you all, so apologies. I'm just out of sorts. Here. Yes. Good.
How
Oops, I
dare
already
you
did that.
be ill?
Dive bomb the chat. Hello, author. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And if you're not, start. No. Alright. Encyclopedia entry. Go. With Songoso firmly in their grip, the first Squadron de la Selle had thwarted the machinations of Tin Island monk bandits, who sought to claim the village and its sacred relic. Instead, the squadron stormed the village, a whirlwind of gunfire and steel, deftly and discreetly securing the precious artifact in the capable hands of Captain Cormac McNeil. Bathed in the afterglow of triumph, the squadron, now shrouded in victory, readied itself for the march southward into the mysterious Seabreeze Wood. As they prepared for their rapid advance towards Seabreeze Cove, the air in the mist-laden wood whispered tales of legendary rabid wolves, and the Vitluian army, relieved of its duty to maintain the Queen's peace, to prepare to defend her towns, cities, and forts. The impending journey promised both peril and perhaps some intrigue, shadowed by the echoes of untold stories waiting to unfold. Hanks up all the AA guns to hold him off. No, do not AA gun my chatter. Darn you, Ensley. Friggin'. No, stop. So, we start first with me clicking the wrong thing and then clicking the correct thing by bringing you not to Seabreeze Cove, but in fact to Songoso. Your merry band had been able to secure some stay before they begin their march. So is there anything you wish to do in Songoso other than bury the dead?
Take tally of our men, perhaps? Did we lose any in this conflict?
Yeah, I noted it last week. It's
Yeah.
in the if you look at the 7th Corps like handout Corbinian made at the top, you'll see where we stand.
And I recruited like 7 people to replace our losses.
Well, I don't suppose we
Uh,
can flag down for replacements, right?
I mean, I know it's kind of the nature of war. We're gonna not spend the whole campaign at maximum manpower, right?
Yeah.
I will go ahead and do the same. I'll go around finding recruits.
And are you pulling upon your connections, seeking up militarists?
Yeah.
Alright. I believe there's a role involved with that fancy action.
Yeah, that's. I think it's up to you. All it calls out is the target number.
Communication. What I'll say. Communication investigation, I believe it is.
Okay.
In my head. Rather, investigation, I believe, is in communication. I'm saying.
So 18.
Oh, 18 because you get bonuses with military.
Yes.
I was like, that's not what it says on the thing. I don't know. Why are you lying to me? I'm sick, not blind. Let off color. Oh, revolutionaries having to be special. Oh, that's why. I'm in dark mode. There we go.
Yeah, this specific game makes me have to switch weekly back between dark mode and light mode because the sheet just does not handle dark mode well.
Yeah, it's a thing that's known about. It's supposedly being worked on. So you are in a village, so you gain 4 militarists.
Yay.
Who will join your banner. If nothing else, under the Friend of Constitutional Order banner, as it were. Oh, that's what it is. Sorry, it's communication leadership. I don't think that matters to you though,
Nope.
because you're raising people in a hostile nation. So there's people who would normally otherwise join the Lulian army, but you're the army that's present and you have muskets, so they can either join your army or suffer the consequences. But hey, at least they get paid. So.
Yep. About to get paid a whole lot more when we sack this upcoming city.
Frankly, I think the 7th Corps should work in their marketing, but, you know.
Yes. Lieutenant Safwan reports that the town has minimal military use. There was no real fortifications here of any kinds from the battle. The only fortified position really was the City Hall, which is now quite thoroughly peppered and ransacked. So that makes things a little interesting. But
Well, it's missing its upper floor. No, the bomb didn't go off.
Yeah, it didn't go off.
Yeah, so it's still usable, but you know, the city supposedly is going to keep running. But there is, of course, the church that has been cleared of its monk spell, though the clergy would like to reassert themselves. So, any sort of, I guess the question that Safon would have, and Dom Rousseau would be also equally concerned, is if you wish to leave any sort of picket or garrison here to hold Song Also, or if we were going to bring everybody through the wood.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to hold this place.
Yeah, neither
It
do
has
I,
no
except
value.
for a potential supply line, maybe.
We're gonna be cut off from supplies basically until we get to the city and they catch up with us. Like, anyone we leave here is going to be so outnumbered by any force that could come by that they'd be easily swept aside, right? Like, we can't
Probably.
afford to leave 100 men here, so like, what, we're gonna leave 10 or 20, and any patrol that came by would just massacre them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best that they'd be able, Safon would say as much that the most that he would be able to do is just act as a, not that he's suggesting, he's just saying it out of completeness sake, that he would be just an early warning sign that someone's behind you. He'd race to get to you, or if you send a message to him to have fresh horses here to keep going all the way back to the core command. But his understanding of the orders is that this is a very forward recon. So we are the eyes, and we're not expecting divisional help for the duration. Not until the call for the ship, and that's already been arranged, as he understands.
Yeah, as a flying column / reconnaissance and force, I think we're kind of self-sustained. We can't afford to drib and drab ourselves away. But however, it's probably being a farming village, not the worst place to try and get some supplies for the march. But what Diego's really interested in is any information about the land ahead, whether that's in the form of maps from either the church or the city hall, or from some people who, I don't know, foresters or people who might spend some of their time southwards, I guess. So that's what information he's going to try and
You can give me a communication investigation to see if you can ask around where should I look, who should I talk to, who would know, and sorting some of the chaff. Like, there'll be stories that people have, but
right.
And to a certain degree, seeing through. Well, 7's not a great number.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to spend an action point on it.
Yeah, you really just get you know what little. I believe this happened last episode, but I believe there was some whispers. One of you, I believe it was Luciano, who may have overheard in some body bar rooms, as it were, that about wolves being a problem in the wood. But beyond that, you don't find any extra maps or information. Song Also is a tiny farming village that just happens to be along the road between two larger towns.
As I remember, it wasn't wolves we were warned about. It was like assassins.
Yeah, that the major wants Diego, when he goes into town, or whoever goes into town, to make contact. The town we're heading for, to make contact with the House of Ravens. Is it House?
House of Ravens sounds correct.
Yeah, it's something of Ravens. And he told me where to find their.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I was talking about specifically, we heard that assassins like in the woods would be a problem. Because I remember
Well, I mean,
saying,
that's the House of Ravens. That's their kind of gig. They are like
oh,
an assassins guild.
yeah, but
Very
I don't
famous.
I don't know that when all I'm pointing at is when I heard the first bit of information, the House of Ravens weren't mentioned. That knowledge came later. So I don't know that specifically it's them, but it could be.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, wolves and ravens, and without much more intel, we're going to just have to kind of rely on the old voltigeurs to the fronts and flanks and rear.
Dumb Rousseau will query about if anyone had heard about the relic that was being held here. When she asked around among her unit, it seemed that there was no report of the monks having it in their possession or in their or on the leader's possession.
What is it?
Well, that's exactly it. Del Rousseau doesn't know. She's not familiar with the with what particular relics is held in by Vitluian. She's actually surprised it's in a small place like Sungoso. But then again, she admits that sometimes, you know, she makes sure she takes a quick look around, make sure no locals are around when she says this. But she admits that sometimes villages will say they have a relic. But for these monks to go all this to cross the glittering sea and occupy a village in a country at war and fighting against, you know, the Seventh Corps, they at least believed very strenuously that there was something here. But Rousseau took some time to investigate the antiquary and reliquary at the church on the church grounds and didn't found it stripped. It found its some of its didn't find anything not stripped. She found nothing that would qualify as a relic, like minor things, certain candles, certain holy books, but nothing that rose to the level something that would require a church of this. Like she understands this is very much a church town. The church came first, and then the town built after.
Well, maybe it was here at one time and got moved at some point or another.
And the Tin Islanders probably sold it.
I
Or
meant when I
maybe
was.
the merchants were, the monks were simply chasing legends, like we are currently. I don't think we have time for it.
I don't know. When I was searching the church grounds, I was looking more for hard cash than relics, but I was fairly thorough nonetheless.
I think we can avoid looting this relic.
If such a thing even exists.
Give me communication there, McNeil.
Yep. Etiquette?
Deception, I believe.
Ooh.
Because you have the darn thing.
16?
Pretty good roll.
Just depend on factions, I guess. He probably gets a bonus here.
She's a
With the-
monarchist.
Oh, with the monarchists.
I have all the wrong books open for this.
Oh no, I'm okay with the monarchists. It's the bourgeois that really don't like me.
What's your bonus for monarchists?
Let's. I have to tally it all up. Hang on.
So we are up for a howling good time?
Wow, I thought that was more. Spankin -1.
Oh no. Might as well put you to the 15. Check.
Actually, because of a veteran of the Battle of Three Crowns, I get +1 with monarchists, so solid 0 actually.
Okay,
I have
so you still
-1, +1, yeah.
So I'm gonna look up relevant stats for her and see if she has any bonus to seeing through such things. It's perception, empathy. It's not one of the first things I'm worried about, but it's been a while since I looked at the exemplar I'm using for her. Are you? Yeah. Rousseau does not question McNeil's words. She just kind of looks a little disappointed that no one heard anything about it, but doesn't press on it. All of you very quickly get the sense she was just, wanted to know if anyone saw anything, but since no one has, she's not gonna hold up the whole army over it. It's not exactly the goal of this army.
And we're not in search of the Holy Grail.
Oh, but the Holy Grail is in the hands of every galleon across the land.
Not that Holy Grail. The other Holy Grail. So, lieutenants, prepare the troops to move out. We're heading for the woods.
Any purchases occurring as you're beginning to assemble your army?
Yes, Diego, make sure that you purchase some rations from the locals, or wheat for buckwheat stew.
Yeah, let's handle some resupply here.
And, Miss Dumas, can you do a tally on the ammunition that the soldiers have?
I can. Hopefully that's not something we're tracking, GM. Or do we have to track that?
Not 1-to-1, but I will ask you to do a roll to kind of cover that generic bit of logistics to see if you are short or you are ahead, that sort of thing. I would call that.
I mean, I might argue we should be in good order because we definitely didn't fire as much powder as he had sitting up in the top of that room. So
Yeah.
powder we'd be really good on, I think.
It's ball that you're worried about.
Well, and we would definitely have taken all the ball from the English muskets.
Give me intelligence military lore, and I'm gonna give you to reflect that extra bit of thing +2 to indicate that you see some of the stuff that you had. So that's 12, I believe. 12 will manage. Yeah, you're able to do a tally and find that you are in good order. The various supply sergeants and corporals have been doing what they're supposed to do and trying to keep track of this thing. But you have now officially confirmed at an officer level, you're in good standing. The battle wasn't.
Very good.
It helps especially that you were on the winning side of a battle against someone who had a lot of shots. So, as you say, the securing of food.
And some fodder. What time of year is it, by the way?
I believe it's spring.
Autumn, right?
Autumn.
No,
Oh, you may
spring.
be right. Oh yeah. Murky
think it
dawn
was-
of uncertain spring. That was when the battle happened, but the invasion happens in autumn. Yep, autumn of.
What?
Leaves are falling. Frost is crisping the ground a little bit.
Okay, so what's thus far been? How's the plants been thus far for forage for horses?
Give me intelligence natural lore.
I can't do that. I'll just give you intelligence, which I don't have much of. 13.
13. You've been able. You have a pretty good grasp at of what's forageable for horses and soldier and the soldiery.
Yeah, so my question with figuring that out is, do we need to buy forage for the horses at this point, as well as food for...
The horses are fine on the back of that roll, I'll say.
Okay. So, and I'm just worried about getting food and stuffs and such for the men and women.
As for the men, you would have at least a week's worth of rations for everybody. Like everyone would have gotten that before they left.
Mhm.
So you're only down a day's worth. So you still have some 6 days left across the
Okay.
army. But you can buy more if you want.
Okay, yeah, I don't think that's necessary at this point, and this town's already
But you could
kind of
buy
got.
a morale booster for the men.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm
Long
hoping the
rations?
monks actually produce something like beer. We could buy that to supplement the men's rations. In, okay measures. Nothing too fancy.
I don't know that we have the transport we need for that. I mean, do we have any wagons in our train or anything, GM? Or because I was picturing us as kind of,
A lot of it's spread out across saddlebags and stuff. You'd be right to
Yeah.
think that you don't have a dedicated wagon train, unless you secure one, but that will slow your march a little bit.
Right.
Then again, it is slow a little bit because I believe you guys are pulling along a horse cannon. If I'm not mistaken.
Two.
Oh yeah, but those are specifically horse artillery, right? They're
Yeah.
meant to keep up with us.
So yeah, I think we can pass on the booze.
Pass on the booze it is.
Besides, there'll be enough booze to seize when we sack that city.
Sure. I believe that. Alright then, if that's all, let's give the orders and move out.
All right. Diego, of course, will have the voltigeurs front flank and rear. Particularly, and Diego himself will go with this group. I'm going to have a small group acting as advanced scouts, like beyond the standard advanced scouts of the regular voltigeurs, to kind of go a little bit further ahead and scout out the route and what have you, to get a little bit further away from the main force and its outriders. And yes, all the voltigeurs have instructions to, get off their damn horses when they reach a point where the horses have difficulty with the train or whatever. Oh no, we're going backwards.
Oh no! Oh god, we're in the sea.
No, not regular, you silly thing. That's why I'm trying to fix this. Stupid. Wait for the- There.
Whoa. Somebody put this horse in reverse.
There we go. Little bit. So you were saying that you are scouting forward, tiny
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, we've got the usual, outriders around the main body, and then Diego's leading a small group even further forward to get the lay of the land.
How would you say your column, as it were, is traveling? Is it in this sort of, if you're traveling southward, would you say this would be the right order of battle? Diego up front, and then Neil in the center.
Yeah, I mean,
Well.
I think this is fine.
That's fine, yeah.
And of course, outriders to the compass points.
And then a flaming ball of fire comes hurtling towards the center.
It's the Germans.
The Armenians have betrayed you. No,
Well, the LMNI.
Ha!
get away with you. Is the forward unit attempting to stay stealthy, or are they just trying to get very rapidly forward and then trying to screen? Is it speed more of a concern, or is stealth more of a concern? Better way to put it.
Okay, so like the standard outriders are more of this your standard screen. Borges' little group is more of an advanced scout, so we want to stay a fair distance in front of the army, but within a gallop back. So stealth would be good because we don't want people to really know that we're coming, but we want to also be moving at enough pace to keep us ahead of the oncoming force with enough time to get back and warn them to deploy if necessary.
I'll reflect that on a higher target number, essentially, is what I'll do.
Okay. Yeah.
Give me, in that case, good lieutenant, a dex stealth roll. I'll give you +1 because you are trying to stealth with voltigeers. That's kind of what they do.
Fair enough.
If there's any unit that can pull this off, it's voltigeers.
That's 20.
Is a pretty good number. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna do that. Oh, I don't think I do. Now give me perception seeing. +1, because voltigeers are sharp-eyed. Or the people who get to be voltigeers are sharp-eyed. Better way to put it.
Can I add in the +1 from my fancy spyglass?
You certainly can.
Ugh. I think I will spend a point on that for a reroll. So 17.
Ooh. Pretty good. Sneaky. That's sneaky.
Hey, who's they?
Them,
Bat swarms of the wood. No,
The rodents of unusual size? I don't believe they exist.
That's a nice movie.
As you wish.
Really? All right. Oh, you're actually they're pretty good at seeing things. That's what.
So I'm at.
So you see, sign of a great many wolves are in these woods, and you might see the other thing too. There's a certain level of them actually having to avoid you. Yeah, there's a great many wolves. In the sense that, woods will have wolves, and you know that you've heard of wolves being a thing in Vitlu and in Almania. Like, that's just a thing. It's not that you don't have them in Gallia, it's just that the southern part of this continent is a lot more, they're a lot more prevalent, especially with the Ascoman wood, which isn't nearly as tamed, so some of its beasts kind of sometimes slip by,
Right.
But that would indicate like some wolves. But you're looking at a rather sizable pack, somewhere in the range of some 50 wolves, which is incredibly huge. Packs almost never get that big. They usually they would normally be somewhere around 10 or so. Is more normal, especially for the ground, but something must have changed to force this many to be in one place.
Okay. I don't suppose there's any reasonable route that would bypass the woods or the forest to get us on our route to Seabreeze.
You would be adding a day or more circumventing the wood, because you'd end up going all the way around. the wood and essentially coming up from the south. And even then, you'd have to pass through some of the wood anyway, because the wood kind of covers this whole area around the cove. Wood kind of thins out as it gets closer to the Seabreeze Cove because, the town exists and they started taking all the wood. Very hilly, very mountainous as well. The wood is the easier path for an army to move through as well because that's where all the roads and stuff are. There are roads that head further inland. There are like smaller villages and townships.
And with horses, though, that's going to put us pretty much relegate us to the road.
These wolves are hungry?
I mean, not horses, cannons.
Well, I mean, you're not going to... Horses... I mean, it's one of the reasons infantry runs for the forest if cavalry attacks. Horses aren't great.
Well, no, that's because the trees will break up formations, but horses are quite capable of walking on most ground, so long as it's not like literally like rocky cliff faces.
Well,
they're not terrible. I mean, they're not goats, right? But they're not right. Just common forest ground is not gonna kill a horse.
Right. But they don't like it as much as open stuff, and it depends on how high the branches are, as if the riders are worth a damn in the middle of the woods, or if they're just constantly getting smacked in the face. So, anyway, okay. Any signs of any human hunters?
Any sign that is there is very old.
Okay.
The wolf tracks are much fresher, which in some of the old tracks coincide with the beginning of this war, like the last couple days or so. But
so,
no, like
no
you're not seeing like huge marching footprints. It's like some hunters, but like given the season, would be some hunters out here because it's a decent season to hunt. But
fair enough.
No one's really out here.
So yeah, I will ride back to the column to report.
Okay. So just the plan of action for the wolves?
They're wolves.
Yep.
When are they gonna... I've never known a wolf who is so hungry that they would attack a column of noisy soldiers. They would have to be so emaciated as to be easy to push over.
Or rabid.
Rabidity is a possibility.
In a pack, though?
Yes, well, war tends to leave these kind of things,
If we had time, I would make a sport of this. I'd say fell a deer and use it as a trap and maybe get ourselves some wolf skins.
It is an unusually large pack. 50 wolves. That's gonna require pulling in the flankers and vanguard and rear guard. With the number of voltigeurs I have in a pack that large, even with muskets, our outriders could get overwhelmed before we could get reinforcements with them.
You're not going to want to have people out of sight.
And frankly, I do not wish to lose any horses to a pack of wolves.
Well, small comfort, says Safwan. He points at the wood, and as you see, a fog has rolled into it and engulfed the trees. On the plus side, no one's going to see us. They'll hear us, but they're not going to see us very much.
Yeah, unfortunately, we won't be able to see each other much either.
Is it possible to force the march so we're clear of these woods as quick as possible?
How long do we have till Seabreeze, GM?
You estimate about, assuming nothing goes wrong, following the road, should take you a day. If you're being particularly cynical, a day and a half.
Could we force the march, try and get it done by tonight?
Or at least get out of the woods by how long to clear the woods and how long to force that?
That's assuming breaking the wood, because my presumption is that you're going to get into a position where you can see Seabreeze Cove and start forming. you'd want to be doing that at the edge of the wood rather than out on the actual hill
Yeah,
that
like-
looks over
Yeah.
the thing, because you'll
Like the
an
edge of
army
the
your
wood.
size is seeable without the cover of the wood.
Yeah,
Right.
the edge of the wood to see the walls of Seabreeze is like a couple, like 500 meters or something. Right, it's not even a kilometer.
But we
Okay,
could we
so-
could push the troops. The only downside we'd have with that, sir, is that we may exhaust the horses or the men a little bit, which would necessitate we either fighting while tired, or at risk of being tired, or having to wait an extra day to let everyone rest up.
I think perhaps we can afford the day. Dumas, Borgia, what do you think?
No, it is an unjustified fear that is gripping hold here. We do not need to press the horses over fear of wolves and fog.
The Tin Isles are a nation built on unjustified fears, I'm afraid.
Well, and that is why they have found themselves at war with everyone. They have brought it on themselves. So let's not bring this disaster on ourselves.
Go question the men and see how they feel about being in these woods more than they have to. Something eerie is going on here, and perhaps I'm not too fond of it either.
Well, that is the way of the soldier. They don't get a say.
Ask them anyway, Lieutenant Dumas.
Borja will make sure that each of the outriding groups has at least one skilled navigator or outdoorsman, survivalist, whatever you want to call it. I don't want these guys. Basically, someone who has a decent chance of preventing them from getting lost in the woods and fog and wandering off from the not being able to find their way back to the main body.
Give me communication leadership. No, communication leadership or intelligence military lore.
Okay, communication leadership is 1 point better, so let's try that. 14.
That will do it. So shall it be. I believe the captain fired an order at Dumas.
Yes, go ask the men, and especially your lieutenants, people that you trust, how they feel about this place. If the men are uneasy, we shall press the march.
Isabel will go back to the cuirassier and to what's his name? Her very good friend Sergeant Duval, and suggest, Sergeant, it would be great if we could have a tune. Perhaps you could lead them in. Something uplifting.
Some old folk song or something a bit more gunpowdery. He's referencing revolutionary talk. Or there's the old church hymns, of course. Everyone's heard knows one or two of those.
Oh, no. I'm thinking something about the good times and good companions to be had in the Marburg or something. Like some drinking song about long lost lovers or something.
The Lady Lemerberg.
Yeah.
He chuckles. Give me intelligence. I believe it's cultural lore is what I call it, but I don't think you have it.
For me to remember the song?
To know what song he's referencing. You've heard it, because you're trying to think of what the song is when he says when he says it. It's like, wait, how does that go? You get the feeling you'll know it when he sings it, but this is you figuring it out before he gets it going. It's some folk song.
Well, 11 with the knowledge that I've lived in the Marburg.
Actually, I may be over TNing this. Yeah, average is 11. So you got it even on the 11. It is the Lady Lumerberg is a body song about how a Lacellian man met the lady from Lumerberg, and basically she was very she taught him all the city ways, but she never gave her name, only that she's the Lady of Lumerberg. And then that's the refrain over and over. She taught me this, she taught me that, she taught me this, she taught me that. And it just gets worse and worse and worse until eventually he finds out that, oh, she wasn't from there at all. She's actually from Almania. And then. But yet she knew so much about Lumerberg. How does she know such things?
Yeah.
It's not a church song. Churchy people would get it very irritated because it's a very rude song, but very funny in Lysel. They find it very entertaining.
Out of necessity for propriety, Isabel herself won't get involved in this, but will trust the sergeant will do his duty. I'll ride just ahead of them, I'll ride back to Cormac.
Oh, you can hear the song, and it starts off innocent enough. The song is as they're marching along.
Although
Rousseau looks specifically, although not as we zoom away for a brief moment as we look to the face of Rousseau, whose brow immediately knits as she recognizes the song, but she's not where you are, so she can't do anything about it. But yes, back to Dumas and McNeil.
I'll say, Captain, it would seem the men are in good spirits.
Raise an eyebrow. Well, all right then, if you say so.
You can listen, they say so themselves.
Diego, scout ahead for a decent place to camp for tonight then. And make sure not to get lost, yes?
She taught me how to dress. She taught me how to dress. Yes, in Lumerberg. And then...
Yeah, Diego will give instructions to his flanking groups to, move in a little closer, warn them about the wolves, be ready to fall back as necessary. Don't let themselves get surrounded, and the scouts to the navigators to, keep an eye, keep aware of where the main column is.
Lieutenant Saffron.
Yes, Captain. He rides up to catch up to you.
May I have your men on watch tonight?
Yes, sir.
Good. Rotate yourself in 3 shifts.
Yes, sir.
Dismissed.
Lets him say he just simply makes his horse go a little slower to kind of let his own men catch up to him, basically.
Oh, that's it then. Keep marching until we have to stop.
Actually, I'm in the right spot.
Look at all the soldiers.
Why are we taking this weird little road?
God, you can see it.
Are they supposed to be hidden?
No, I'm supposed to be able to see it.
Oh.
I can't see a thing.
I think you need to go to an optician's then.
There we go. So this is not the Voltigeur unit. This would be the I believe the cuirassiers under Dumas as the they're starting to move toward a camp that's just a little bit up this road, and this is a chance for you to kind of pull aside and check your maps, check your notes, and look over any matters that happened in the bit of travel that's happened so far.
Are we starting out, or is this towards the end of the day's march?
This should be around the end of the day's march. You're starting to get to that edge of the wood.
Okay.
And you already have in the rear, much further back, there's the other 2 officers who are dealing with things.
Okay. Ooh, what is the map doing?
Fog writhing in the betwixt the trees.
Oh.
That's what was blinding me earlier because the graphic wasn't working well. But I heard the true Song of Warriors, My Little Ponies. No, that's not the song they're singing. I heard the 4-shift rotation was much more efficient. At least that's what Captain Jellicoe says. Well, thankfully Captain McNeil's in command, so he's far more reasonable.
Am I, though?
Not really.
That's
I'm being
questionable.
polite.
I'm going to fire every one of my senior officers, I swear to God. Except Diego, he can stay. He's my nephew. He's got family ties.
Nepotism at its finest.
Hey, I'm not your senior officer. I'm just a sergeant.
Listen, you'll get doubly fired.
You'll be fired and then you'll be flogged. It's against regulation. I don't care. I know someone in Norse gods. Why does that help? We're in Gallia. Shut up. I'm obviously the villain of this story. I'm very thinly veiled. Actually, eventually I'll be so thinly veiled, I'm just Snidely Whiplash.
Yeah.
I have my
Oh,
opinions.
no. Dudley,
So,
help.
what reports of the men for the day? I assume nobody has gotten trenchfoot.
Riding on a horse for only a day? No.
Oh, then I assume nobody has gotten a bad case of the hemorrhoids.
I don't think we have any men of your age in the ranks. No.
Campsite looks good. So far, the day's travel has been uneventful.
Okay, well, I think we shall set up camp here tonight then. I've ordered Lieutenant Safwan's men to be on watch tonight. So you make sure that your men get some rest for the march ahead tomorrow. We'll try and rotate these in shifts. Dumas, your men will be on watch tomorrow. Borgia, yours after that. Understood?
Borgia, give me perception hearing. Actually, all of you can give me this roll. As more than one of you can hear what's happening.
I hear a goddamn wolf.
Borgia,
Mm.
you can hear rustling in the trees. A lot of it.
From where?
In the tree, in the bit of wood next to you, a bit over this way, even quite a bit that way, and some ahead. It's a lot. It's like the wood is moving.
Like,
But
and
it-
I'm assuming it's not like, I don't think these are squirrels. This is larger fauna of some sort.
Yep.
In
it's
the treetops?
between the trees and the rustling of twigs and stuff like that. These things are trying. Whatever these the sound is, it's trying very hard to be silent.
Okay, well, Diego will pull his rifle and I've got multiple large somethings in the trees. We should get back to the column immediately.
Quite right you are. Let's go.
And with that, I will call for initiative. As none of you are surprised, as you've had plenty of warning.
Damn, my rolls are very stinky.
Yeah, I just assume I'm still with the men unless I was specifically asked for, and more than likely I wouldn't be.
Yeah, well, you're a friend. Get used to it.
Yeah, but you'd have to call the lieutenant there. It's not a private meeting. It's a higher ups meeting.
I had you with them because the lieutenant sent you forward to kind of let him know through you, hey, this is what we're doing, and this is you getting updates from him to say if there's anything new. It's like, okay, I'll run this back to my lieutenant to let him know, because this column here is this part of the column is the cuirassiers. This is Dumas' unit. Yes, a great many wolves, shockingly, break from the trees and begin charging at the. Oops, I rolled twice. I only want the first one.
Cool. It is a great many wolves.
These guys have no benefits of surprise because you guys knew about them. You had lots of good cause to know they were out here. Now for each of these units, you can see that there's various wolf packs that are out here. One bursts out into the middle of the road ahead of the column, so you guys kind of are able to see it and are already, I imagine, like calling orders and trying to rouse the men to let them know that something's wrong. Which puts them all on alert. You can see movement this way. You see a bunch of movement this way. It's almost like they reacted to the cocking of the rifle of the mechanism. But that surely can't be what happened.
It might be, and don't call me Shirley.
You can have. Actually, what I'll do to represent the men, they act on initiative count 0, and this will fall to Dumas or McNeil, unless either of you derive that power to Bianchi or Borgia. You can control what each unit. So I have each of the cuirassiers broken up with the little colors over each of them. It's for each troop, basically. At present, the voltigeurs are some distance away, so they're quite a bit further ahead. They can be called to come back, but they're ahead, like setting up camp or securing the camp. And further back, a fair amount on the road is the other two units. Which for them to show up, someone has to go get them to let them know something's wrong. I mean, they'll know something's wrong once people start shooting, but they're not going to know what's happened. They just know that's someone shooting.
Right.
But at present, you guys see the wolves moving, and before they even move, Borgia gets to do something.
All right. I will shout, 7th, werewolves! Not werewolves, but the werewolves!
Werewolves? Oh god! We're screwed!
And then I will take a shot at, I suppose, the nearest wolf, which would be this one.
Bang. Well within your range, I imagine. 8 yards.
Yeah. That's what I want.
Leaf cover just makes their defense go higher. Been forever and a day since I've looked up this.
Good God!
That sounds like you missed, right?
Yeah.
It's not a miss, no.
Oh
You hit
my.
6 stump points.
Oof. Is my dexterity higher than this wolf's? Wolf's.
What is
Minus
your dexterity?
4.
4. Well, if it was in French, I would have answered. Since it's in dirty Tin Islander, I'm not sure I should really answer. It sounds treasonous.
I'm not a Tin Islander.
You're speaking their language? What the hell? But you
I'm
are higher.
speaking
Yes.
Vinlander, thank you.
That's what the Finlanders always say, forgetting their roots.
We don't forget them, we just cut them off.
But yes, you have a higher dexterity than they do.
Okay, cool. So let's make this a piercing attack. So that's down to 5. I'll spend 2 on Mighty Blow. So that's going to add 2d6, and that's down to... No, that was 3, so 3 more left. I did rapid reload. I did mighty blow. It's the and then I will do. I want to do defensive stance or extra information. I think I'll do extra information because it was kind of weird how they all moved at once right when I cocked a rifle. But let me do the damage here. This is the reflay. 17, and then we're adding 2d6 to that. 21. Is that right? No, 23.
Bang! And it hammers into the wolf's body, and it yelps in surprise. The extra information you get is that for brief, you think back for just before they rose, you remember hearing the weirdest sound of a bird with an unnatural shrill. Then it occurs to you now that that sound is no bird, some sort of strange whistle. Just
Do I
barely
know where that
audible.
came from? Directionally?
To the south.
Like, can you... is it accurate? Do I know enough to where you can ping it, or...
You know direction at this moment. You'd have to spend time thinking about it, where it came from.
Okay, I haven't used my movement yet, and since I've already done rapid reload, I'm going to... no idea what the horse's speed is.
Generally, it is 16, I think.
Okay, so yeah, that looks about right. Might give myself a little bit of more room from the wolves. But...
Not 100% on that, but I know mine is 18, and I think it either has a +2 or a +4, and +2 makes the most sense. So I'm pretty sure 16.
16 is Diego's speed unhorsed. So
I'm gonna put a little wing icon indicating you're all mounted, or near enough to your mount that it's trivial for you to quickly jump on your horse and get moving.
right. Okay, I think that wraps up my turn. I'm going to do a quick BRB.
Sergeant Bianchi.
Seeing as the captain has found himself in a surrounded position, Luciano will move to here, within the range of the wolves.
Mm-hmm.
I've got about 4 feet, so I can do it from about there. And I will, 4 yards. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I will attempt to swing my glaive, see if I can, if not kill one, at least dissuade them from coming towards McNeil.
Very good. That hits. Your blade bites into the wolf and it yelps. It growls in annoyance as you slash at it.
Yeah, so let's move Captain, get back to the main column.
The captain will try on his turn. On his turn.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you. Then Duma.
All right. Zuma shouts out a bunch of orders, which will become clear later when I start moving people around. But until then, charge and stab. This little group here. At least one of the wolves in said group.
Gotcha.
And as this is a charge, I will use aim. 13 hit.
13. Leave hits. Double checking. It does hit.
All right.
I'm down as you bring your lance to bear on one of them. Oof.
Does it want to be moved 4 meters or not? Oh, actually, first you have to make a test. If you pass the test, you don't have to answer that. Let me get to it.
Don't think 9 does it. 9 plus something. Well, maybe a low TN.
It's dexterity initiative opposed by the attack roll, so they would have to beat a 13.
Oh. Is there an initiative? 11 is not enough.
No. So move 4 yards or extra d6 damage.
It will move 4 yards.
That's the easiest choice ever.
3, 4. I presume.
Yeah. Yes. It's a less easy choice when you're on horseback, but yeah.
Bam! And it kind of tumbles away from you and spins around to look at you. Actually, the ones that get attacked will spin around to whoever's attacking.
Oh, they stay up after this kind of damage. This is going to be a slog. With that 1 point, I will raise my not my AC, my is it armor or is it defense? Hold on a second.
Put it here 'cause it keeps going. Oh,
Yeah, I
it's
think
still-
mine stayed up after 23 points. So
Wolves are pretty sturdy things to kill.
let's hope horses are too.
They are, actually. They're just not very good at attacking things on their own. That's why their tactic is run. Whatever it is that's attacking me, run away from it. It can't possibly
Well-
go as fast as me, right?
They could trample things.
Yeah. It's not a horse's first instinct unless it's, obviously smaller or can easily beat one of it, that sort of thing. It's great numbers. Horses like to run.
I spend that 1 stunt point to impose the lance between myself and any animal in a wolf, raising my armor to 11.
Roger. I believe it falls to Captain McNeil at this point.
Okay, let me get my ruler out. How many yards can I move? 16?
16, yep.
Oh, great. That'll put me over here. And while I'm riding, I'll shout, battle line, battle line! Eyes towards the trees, give a couple of volleys. Spread the word down the ranks. Fire! Get a torch out.
Very good. Are you going to be focusing primarily on keeping the men in good order, or are you going to attack something as well?
I'm gonna be focusing. I'm not an attacker, no.
Give me communication leadership.
14 with 1 stun point.
That will do it. Based on your success die, that is your stunt die, you'll be granting a +1 bonus to any of the soldiers' actions because you're helping. You're reinforcing the orders that they need to have right now. You're maintaining discipline.
Good, and get some fire going. I need torches out.
If you want to do it at some point.
No, let it fizzle out.
And the wolves. Oh God, the wolves. Why were there so many? And why did they
Some
focus?
motherfucker's been training them.
And why did they focus on Captain McNeil?
Must be something to do with that relic I got in my hands.
Nah, it's just that sweet, tender white Tin Islander flesh.
Oh God, I'm gonna get attacked by 5 wolves. Isn't that fucking nuts? I just see all of them like these little ant-looking things like rotating towards me. Okay. Y'all are terrible bodyguards.
You ran
Not
away from all of
bodyguards.
us. And we're not bodyguards.
Y'all are terrible bodyguards.
Save me, says the guy who runs away from all sources of help.
Well, he was running towards the line, to be fair, but they go after the wolves. So
What's your defense there, Captain?
Let me check my sheet.
What was the
Defense
keybind to
11.
rotate the token? It is E on the keyboard. Hold down the E key and you can. I use my mouse wheel to rotate them around like that. What was the number
11.
again, Captain? Sorry.
11. 1-1. 11.
11. Okay. That hits you. Uh, 10 damage.
Woo! Alright.
And I don't think they get to do it for free, even though they are attacking in a group. And yeah, I need at least some stun points to do it. Yep. That guy, first wolf hits you. Second wolf also
Hits me.
hits you.
Yep.
8 damage.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely hits you for 6 stun points. So for 1 stun point, because you're being attacked by a pack of wolves, that. You must now make an attack roll, your opposing attack roll, to see if it knocks you off your horse.
Okie dokie.
Attempting to knock you prone.
I'll do an attack roll on my flintlock pistol, or strength, or fighting. What do you want?
Fighting, because it's jumping up to grab, bite at you. You're trying to slap it down to get it off you.
Here's a 13.
14.
Okay, I get knocked off my horse. So, knocked prone. 1. Going to lightning attack for 2 more. You know, there's no need for that. I'm dead from this.
Hmm?
I have 13 HP left. I'm done. I'm out.
Oh, you're defeated? Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's no need for more.
Oh, don't worry about that. So, yeah. So, the wolves start tearing and mauling at McNeil, who gets pulled off his horse.
How do you only have 13 hit points?
I have 31. They killed all in like 3 hits.
Oh, okay.
Because they hit for +4, so that's a lot. Adds up.
The other 2 wolves will attack your horse.
Yep. Yeah.
Check for lightning attack. Wait, we won't worry about the horse, so we'll speed along. So those horses start mauling at McNeil.
The horses are mauling him. Oh my god.
I'm just being mauled by everything.
These wolves charge up and focus on the corporal up front, sergeant. Well, they try to, but there's only so much room. The column and formation's kind of helping, as fronting their attack.
Someone's just taught them to be there to dedicate their viciousness to people with gold on their uniforms.
Well, it's like snipers. You shoot for the officers, right?
Yeah, but it's much harder to teach a wolf that than it is a man with a rifle.
True.
They want to go for the fat guy, not the guy who has extra stripes on his arm. Although it helps with generals, because they tend to be both have gold and be fat.
Which person's being attacked here?
Corporal at the rear.
Oh, at the rear. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't panned out far enough to see the pain.
And
Good things are, since they're attacking the QRC, there's a minimum amount of damage they have to do.
oh, that's true. Yep. How much defense does your QRS give?
Well, it depends on, because right, the book doesn't actually have QRS. It has plate
armor.
and mail and stuff.
Yeah.
My armor
Yeah.
is 10 normally.
Okay. Bite. Opposed. So the corporal in the back gets mauled, gets attacked a bit, and is he's wheeling around and stabbing down at them, trying to swat them off to start attending to the orders he just heard as he sees the captain get pulled off his horse. He's like, maintain rank, and trying to swat them off. They bite sometimes, and there's this horrific screaming noise as their teeth and claws go across his cuirass, but he's otherwise unharmed. Then the other wolves come at him. Thankfully, his ranks are helping him, so only one of them really gets a chance at him. That does hit, but I don't think you guys can do enough damage.
Yeah, even if they roll a d6 with a +4, they can't do enough damage to get him.
Yep.
They'd have to get stunt points.
So for this first round, a lot of these wolves are wasting their time attacking cuirassiers who are largely able to withstand the brunt.
Wolf proof.
I'm saying we're going to take these wolves, we're going to skin them, and that's going to be part of the uniform of the QSA, right? Is that you have like a wolf skin hat or maybe like a wolf skin cape or something. Like you won't be a true Lycelian QSA unless you have killed a wolf with a sword and skinned it.
These wolves start focusing on the thing that was trying to attack them earlier. +5 rush up to start trying to pull Sergeant Luciano off his horse.
Which kind of works, because Luciano probably doesn't want to be on the horse.
Defense of 10.
Thank you. And that hits. 1 stump point, because I used the last number, the third number. The rite of passage is to kill and skin your own uniform. That is 8 damage to you, Bianchi.
I will take 4.
And you owe me an opposed roll as they spend their 1 stump point to pull you off their horse. Pull you off your horse, rather.
Strength might?
Yep. Oh, sorry, fighting.
Oh.
I will say, I think people are pretty glad we started the whole scanning and wearing your enemies here and not in the Lysel battle, right?
Yep.
You would not have
okay.
the support of the church in any sense, or even the people. No.
But hey, we'd shock them 10 Islanders, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
If it's fighting, can I use pole arms, like
You
to
could,
use
yeah.
to put up the?
And our motto would be, it puts the lotion on its skin.
I rolled a total of. Oh wait, math. 20, unfortunately. So you are in fact pulled off your horse, knocked to the ground, as the other wolves continue the assault. Hit. 9 damage.
5 damage.
Lightning attack. I can't get more stun points, so I do hit you. 6 damage.
2.
Third wolf. Miss. Fourth wolf. Hit. Stun points. 7.
3.
Final wolf. You. Hit. 10.
6.
These wolves turn to face Dumas. Fortunately, they're going to have the exact same problem that the first wave of attacks, because these wolves won't realize right away that they need to focus. They're going to go to the tactic that they would naturally know, which is to pull things off the horse and stuff like that. Which they'll try to do. They'll still try to pull you off the horse. They don't have to do damage to do that. Just have to get the stun points. What's your defense? Duma?
13.
But these wolves will eventually figure out they need to bite for the softer areas, not the cuirasses. So this first round's gonna save them a bit. Save you a bit, rather. Hits, no stun points. Hit, no stun points. Hit. Opposed melee attack roll to see if they pull you off the horse.
Just checking. I have a lot of magic talents, and I don't. I know one of them has something to do with this. I just don't know. Okay, it's not. It is. I have the correct talent. It's just a master degree of this talent makes this not legal. Like eventually there'll become a point where a stunt point spin can't dismount me, but it's not yet.
That'd be thoroughly annoying. Your enemies do not look forward to you getting that ability.
Fighting any skill with fighting or just
Whatever weapon you have in hand, so probably be your heavy lances, I would say, or your lance ability. I have 17.
I'll give it 1 point. That just brings us even, right? So that's enough.
Oh, you could just +2 to do it. Yeah, that would be enough. Yeah. One more wolf. He hit you. He does. No stun points though. And last wolf hits you. No stun points. So lots of chomping, lots of jumping up at you. But you, they are very quickly. They realize very quickly that the big shiny thing is something they can't bite.
Yep.
These wolves were going to charge something else, but then some jerk shot at one of their friends, so they're going to attack him. They're going to try to. Actually, they're going to because they're fast.
Did I kill one of their friends or just injure one of their friends?
You badly injured him.
Okay.
Actually, before I do that, can I actually do the wraparound? I can, yeah. Wolves are fast. What's your defense there, Borja?
Bad dog. Bad dog. Bad dog.
Brr. As they part from the tree, I'll describe it at the end actually. What's your defense there? What's the number I'm aiming at?
14.
14. Yikes. Yeah, hard to hit.
That's that high text coming in handy again.
That hits, unfortunately, with
Okay.
some points. 9 damage. And you owe me an opposed roll because he's going to try to pull you off your horse.
What are we opposing?
You're doing a melee attack roll of some kind. Your best one.
That would
So
be
fighting plus something.
not accuracy, because that's my best melee, technically.
Is accuracy a fighting skill?
That's where dueling comes under.
Oh. Yeah, you can use dueling. Sorry. You're right. Yeah, because that's one of the few, dueling's one of the few things that is a melee thing.
Oh, it's dueling is the skill under fighting, not accuracy.
No, dueling is an accuracy skill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the dueling weapons are the unique thing that they use something other than fighting.
So if
Yeah.
you get,
Brawling is accuracy, which is fucking weird.
Weird.
well, you just punch somebody in the nose. So can I use the dueling focus or just straight accuracy?
It would be straight accuracy because I don't think you have your.
No, I
dueling
don't.
weapon out.
Okay.
But it makes sense that you're leaning into your dueling knowledge.
Could I argue for dexterity acrobatics?
No, you do have to shove it away from you before it
Ah,
pulls
fair
all the
enough.
way down.
17.
16. Enough to knock you down.
Looks like I have 2 stump points.
Not for an opposed roll.
Oh, okay.
Same for him. He can't get it up that way either. But he is, for the rest of his stump points, he's going to try to lightning attack you. He can't get stump points off of this.
Oh, now
that's
I
not
feel
enough.
bad now.
So that's first wolf, second wolf. 15 hits, no stump points. 10. Third
10.
wolf.
Okay. So
Hits with stump points.
these guys are rolling too high.
7. And opposed roll again. This third one's trying to knock you off your horse. Not enough. Doesn't have enough for a lightning attack, so it's going to do so. That's enough to hit you.
14.
8 damage. Oh,
They're getting
wait, you
plus
said
6?
14? Hold on.
Yeah,
no,
it's
no,
14.
you're right. Sorry, that did miss. You're right. Sorry. I even wrote it on your token. Fourth wolf. Miss.
Nope.
Fifth wolf. Last wolf, rather. Miss. Well, these wolves see that not a whole lot of room there. Focus on this group up here. Lots of chomping attacks against this group. And now, we cycle from the front of the line to the back of the line. So this first troop up front. You can say which group of wolves you want to attack. They're indicated with the little colors around them.
Okay.
What I'll do is that when you roll an attack with them, they do have some bonus because they're zeros, but they're zeros that they are somewhat experienced in shooting, so they are a little bit better than your average like villager, for example. But if they do hit, they will damage. This is presuming that you're not firing for each individual person of the troop, you're firing as the troop. The whole troop is unloading a volley at something. And that means that they will do 1 musket's worth of damage to not just one of the wolves, but to that entire unit, to their stunt die worth of wolves. So if they get like
All right.
5 or something like that.
And I think with any weapon, even pistols, they can pretty much shoot anything on the map.
Yeah, the only risk is firing at stuff through trees, because that's when they have bonus defense because of cover.
Okay. And move of 16, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the color unit doing?
They're riding to this point. Can you see where my arrow is?
Yep. They will lose 2 yards because they are being assailed by wolves.
Oh, okay.
So where do you want them to be?
You have to give me a second because Roll20 is giving me problems using my push to talk key and trying to measure this out. So
Oh.
here, I think here gives them a line of sight on the wolves attacking McNeil, and is only 14 meters, so they still have an action. And they'll volley into the wolves around McNeil.
McNeil or Bianchi?
McNeil. Now, the whole point I had them right here is because they could avoid
fair
the tree
enough.
thing. Bianchi's a stern lad. He'll handle himself.
That's fair.
All right, roll 3d6. I pull up. I'm looking for here.
9. Assuming.
They get +2 to their roll because they're doing they're doing their job. So they always have a little. Zeros are always able to do their job decently.
11 then.
11. Wolves. They miss.
All right.
Yep. As the color unit. Now the second unit, second troop. Keep in mind they are also being assailed by wolves, so they're losing 2 yards.
They'll ride here and just accept the loss of points. And fire at the wolves around McNeil.
Same roll?
Yep.
36 plus 2.
So that's a miss.
Yep.
All right. These guys get full movement.
Yep, no wolves are bothering them.
All right. They'll move. Should be able to see the arrow.
Yep.
To there. Uh, 10.
Yes. Third troop. Fourth troop, sorry.
To there. Same. 12.
Yep. And they have 4 stun points, so you can actually have them rapid reload.
What's the damage?
3d6 plus 1. 4 extra on top, so that's basically everybody. All the wolves are taking this damage.
They use carbines and
Well, that's right. I have,
saber, so
I have the wrong damage then, you're right.
and I think the damage is the same.
Oh, I was right. 3d6 plus 1. Haha.
Yeah, but all I'm mentioning is these troops are not so affected by the not being able to shoot next turn, right? Because they could draw sabers.
That's true.
So I could go for the because it was 3 points or 4 points. 4
4.
points. Actually, these guys, so heroic and so well fired, they're gonna seize the initiative. Basically, to
they'll
push
get
them
that-
ahead of
They'll get
the wolves again.
So, actually.
Oh shit, these guys are good. Oh, these I'm gonna have to give some special honor to this unit. They are ace shots and they swing the tide of battle.
Ooh, ow, 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 ow.
Oh, goodness.
They all take that damage. Whoops, wrong box there, friend. Makes no sense to me.
As they firing and yelling out to the captain.
I'll say on yeah, blam. The 4th troop unloads on the wolves that are trying to attack McNeil, so they won't continue to try to eat them next round, thankfully, because there's a very big problem that hurt all of them. You do have 4 stun points.
I spent on initiative.
Oh, yes.
That's why. Yeah, you already did that.
5th troop. 5th troop isn't the one being attacked, it's this one up here.
All right. Well, they're gonna ride through to here and do the same.
They're going where again, sorry?
Just below the wolves attacking McNeil,
They feel about.
and they miss. Peak troop can fire from where they are at the wolves around McNeil, I think, without a penalty. Is that correct, or do I need to maneuver them some?
Double check. They get a -2 because they're being threatened while enemies are in melee.
Okay. Then I'll have them ride to the other side. Actually, can I? I'll tell you what I'll do. Just thematically, this makes more sense to me. Instead of shooting, right? Can this be a charge through, and they'll use sabers instead?
I follow you.
wolves
Yeah,
attacking
that'll,
McNeil.
that'll work.
It'll be a less damage, but it makes more sense than like riding through and shooting behind themselves. 14 6 stun points.
That hits.
Lethal blow
Yep.
with I'll do stay aware at the end of that. And savers. I don't know what the plus on that is. I think it's using the longsword stats, which might just be a flat 2d6. Because I think it's the bastard sword, which gets a little bit extra.
$2d6 flat, yeah.
Okay, so this is 46 flat. Another 14 to those 5 wolves.
Pardon me,
A lot
sorry.
of troops for 5 wolves.
I mean, they're tough, and while the troops, they have average to hit, but the wolves have above average defense, right? So you miss more than you hit.
These wolves that are surrounding McNeil have been killed. As they are able to bring down their sabers and cut down the wolves as they are peppered with shot. After being peppered with shot, I should say.
All right. Yellow troop. Since they're not being engaged, they're gonna run around and hit with saber because I don't think because you don't get the -2 when you're attacking melee, right? It's just
Right.
shooting.
Right.
Yeah. So because there's not really a good place for them to go, they're just gonna ride around and hit these red wolves in the back. On a 12.
Hit. One of the wolves.
Oh, sorry, that should only be 2d6, so that for 4 damage.
Minimal damage to one of the wolves as they're not able to get a good formation going. They kind of get in each other's way, fortunately. Plus the trees are breaking them up a tiny bit, so they spend a lot of time just reforming again.
All right, red blue will lose the 2 meters to disengage and come over to the side here and hit the wolves. For 10, I think that misses.
It does.
Red green will stay where they are and engage the same wolves, the red wolves.
Rearrange them. Directionality, so I know.
For 17 with 6 stun points.
That definitely hits. It hits all of them.
All right. For a lethal blow. For 18 damage.
Ow.
Oh, I forgot. On the guys who killed this spent 1 extra point for stay aware. Do you want me to go ahead and check that real quick?
Please do. What does that do for you? I was trying to look that up as well.
Extra information. It's just a piece of information if they passed a perception 11.
Give me.
They succeeded.
There you go. So they notice that these wolves are branded with something in their fur.
Ooh.
It's
All right.
something in the shape of a raven.
All right. Then with that extra point from, I'm going to do another one if there's more information to learn from the guys who just got a 6 as well.
Some sort of green.
Well, you want me to roll first?
Yes. It's true. You might not get the. Well.
Okay.
There is a bit of in their drool. There's some sort of greenish ichor dripping away from them, from their
They're
mouth
drugged.
muscles.
I told you these raven people were not to trust, Diego.
I didn't say they're supposed to trust. I just have orders to make contact with them.
Well, they've made contact with you. Red, orange to the last group, to that group as well.
Roger.
That's just an 11 because I think they get a penalty for shooting in melee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just an 11.
Yes. At this point, in the new round, because your commanding officer has been felled, I am going to require communication leadership from the new commanding officer to maintain cohesion of the unit. You're going to get plus 2 to the roll because at least one of the wolves that did attack your captain has been felled. So there is some sense of victory here. And
Right.
plus 1 more because McNeil already kind of buffed their willpower, their confidence earlier. This would fall to either Dumas or to Borgia.
I think it's gonna fall to me because these are my
Yeah.
troops anyways.
Oh, true. Yep, you're very right.
So that's like a 14, or is it a 13? I know there was a plus 2 that you said came from somewhere, and there was a plus 1 that came from somewhere. I think.
So plus 3 total, yeah.
Okay. Does that make it?
Oh.
Or...
I forgot that the other 3 of you should have a plus 2 to your initiative.
It wouldn't have changed anything.
Wouldn't have changed much, really.
Yeah.
I'd still be last. Diego would still be first. You two would still be the same.
Yeah, the wolves rolled crap, but good to remember for next time now, because the wolves normally are really good at getting ahead.
However, this mysterious number 15, it would put me over them.
No, that's not 15. My troops spent a lot of points for seizing the initiative on one attack.
Yeah, so they go to the top of the
Oh.
initiative.
So they're going back to back.
Oh, fair enough.
But yes, that roll is enough to maintain cohesion.
All right.
They are of course fighting wolves, so there's a moment of panic of whoa, what the hell's happening, and then it's okay, we're organized, we know what we're doing, we need to listen to our officers, we'll win with their help. Otherwise,
Okay.
they'll start doing whatever they feel like. Like they followed your orders at first, but if you failed this roll, they would have said, they don't know, they lost the plot, they don't know what's going on. We need to do this ourselves, sort of ideas. Like, no, listen to us. We know more than you do.
All right. So we've kind of lost order because now the units are in a swirling melee. So I assume we're going front to back rather than first to last because I don't remember who was first, unless you do.
We'll count them basically bottom up, so we'll count like as if this.
That's what I
line
mean,
was
yeah.
going. So we go like this guy, so on.
All right. The flag group.
But the
Yeah.
4th troop is the one that goes all on its own because they're the ones who jumped the initiative. The rest of the army still. The rest of the.
Oh, it's okay. Okay. I assume since you were counting them as a group that everyone. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, the 4th troop is special. 'cause
Who
they've
is
got
that?
They're the ones that got
That's
the initiative.
orange, I think.
Oh, sorry, you don't see the nameplate. I do. You don't. There you go. In here.
All right. This might be a stunt. We want to basically like the corporal to grab McNeil and throw him across the saddle while the others give him a screen. So maybe grab as a combat stunt or
In essence, yeah.
or a task.
So they are equestrians. So I'll treat them as having +2 to this roll. So it's 3d6 +2 because they're doing something. And basically they're just doing a task that is not normal combat. They're just trying to hit a certain target number to lift him up and off the ground.
I will give them my other action point for a 10 total.
Needed 11, unfortunately.
McNeil, if you would like to get up off the ground, you may want to give them an action point.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what else am I going to be using it for? They can have it.
So it gets them a 12.
So they ride up McNeil a bit. That's wrong order, guys. Whoop. And now McNeil is shielded. They can't. Well, he's still unconscious, but he can't be attacked. They have to. If they want to attack McNeil, they have to attack the 4th troop first because they're actively shielding him. He's not a valid target for them anymore. Even though he's helpless and they'd love to coup him.
Not like you do that, right, Corby? Right?
I would if no one came to your rescue. But someone, man, thankfully your officers knew enough to save you.
Who else would steal our artifacts if we let him go down?
Right.
Lieutenant Borgia.
Okay. I'm looking for the Whistler.
Give me perception seeing.
Opposed, I'm supposing.
Yes, very much so.
Not great with this. I'm at 15.
I have more than you.
Would
rolled
2
seven.
points push it over?
Uh,
It was 17.
17's my number. Yep. Plus, so if you had +2, I'm your target number. That would be enough. I'm
Okay,
setting the
so I'll
target number.
I will spend my last action point to hit that number.
Just see him.
Where be he? Or they?
Female assassin. Here. I now need to put them in the initiative order because they were basically trying to do nothing but keep themselves from being noticed. You have to bother with their initiative now. They won't act this round no matter where they fall in it. They have to wait till next round to do something, unfortunately for them.
Okay, I have 6 stunt points.
There, basically. But yeah, they're down here. You see a person who is nestled up in the tree. And they have a hood pulled up over their face a little bit, and they are dressed in a combination of greens and browns, and with a very telltale raven's beak sort of design featured into the top of the hood. You do have 6 stunt points.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Like, I've got enough to do lightning attack, but I'm wanting to do more of a social attack.
Something
Like not, I'm trying, since I've used an action to spot them, I'm trying to see if I can finagle a way to use my stunt points to basically be able to, holler at them to call off their dogs that, since I'm supposed to make contact with these people anyway, to try and get an opportunity to persuade them to, call off the dogs and parlay.
I would call manipulate. That's what that sounds like.
Okay.
+5.
Okay. So I have 6. Let's spend it.
So what do you
Raven,
see?
call off your dogs. I've been sent to talk with you and your house.
It will not be until their turn before they can perform the action. But I've agreed with your terms as a GM, so your manipulate does. And I don't construe it as a suicidal action. You're not telling them to submit to firing squad. I would say, nope, they will not do that.
Right.
But this is a manipulate that makes sense. So yeah, it is. They are likely to do it. They have no you get the feel that upon spotting them and shouting what you say, there's no real roll. It's like, oh, crap. There's this look of, oh, shoot. of,
right.
Oh, shoot. No, shoot, look. I can't go into much detail. But
right.
They can't do anything about it till their turn comes around.
Fair enough. And I've got 1 left. I haven't shot anything.
hay bale when you need one.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Worry about it. I think maybe I should. Every time you say that, I think I should worry about it. I think I will spend the last one on assisting Bianchi. 1 for assist. So they get +1 to their next test. Somehow.
Yep,
It's like,
I mean,
oh, there's the bad guy. I know that now.
yeah, kind of giving him a bit of giving Bianchi a bit of confidence that there's the situation's being handled, but it still leaves you with some wolves that have not been called off you yet.
Fair.
Sergeant, you may resume your feet with half your movement.
Yeah.
I believe you want to take that. Do you wish to remount your horse? That would take the other half.
No, I don't really need to get on.
Yep.
Could I attempt to stunt attack?
You can. You're aiming at. You basically get 2 stunt points when you purposely stunt attack at something. What are you trying to do?
I'm looking to lightning attack for 2.
That won't really help you, because when you stunt attack, you don't do any damage when you're purposely trying to get stunt points. So you would you would do no damage in the first place, and then you'd be rolling again for a lightning attack. So it kind of.
Yeah, never mind. I'll just take a normal attack then.
Normally it's for stuff like knocking. You're trying to disarm someone. All you're doing is trying to knock them prone. That sort of thing. 9 is what you have currently because of the buff. 9 is not enough.
Sure. I'll spend an action point to reroll.
That indeed hits. Ah. 11 to one of them. I'm assuming you hit one that you've already hurt.
Yeah, and I think for a minor, I'm going to stand fast. So, I'm going to get hit. I know that much.
You would have to spend your minor to get on your feet.
Oh.
'Cause you're
Never mind then.
Falls to Dumas.
Alright. Have you said about the lady? Well, even if you did, she's pretty far away.
You heard him shouting. He shouted what he shouted.
Yeah, but I don't know that means a lot. I thought he said to Bianchi. Specifically, there was someone.
You would have overheard it. That's it. You know, you're not so far away or so deafened by combat you can't hear it. You can't hear what's going on.
Yeah, it was just my last stunt point I spent to assist Bianchi somehow, but I didn't say anything extra specifically to him.
It would have been some probably generic stand fast or something like that. Like
Oh no, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. I thought you actually said she's over there.
No, I was trying to give. Oh, I had an assist to give somebody, and he's the one surrounded by wolves. So.
All right, I'll hit one. I'll hit the one I hit earlier.
Okay.
I'll lose 2 movement as I'm disengaging, moving 4 meters, and coming back in. No reason at all.
Roll to miss. That's a hit.
And gotta roll dexterity initiative and beat a 15.
Yep.
All right, so he doesn't have to choose.
16 damage. Ow. And I believe that's you. Captain
Yep.
McNeil, you can give me a willpower courage or faith roll, please. See if you wake from your injuries. You get 1 plus your constitution and HP, and you wake up.
Yay, I get 1 HP. Ooh.
As you find yourself seated in the...
He was
in the saddle.
unconscious. He's like pulled over. Like he's like stomach on the saddle. Like,
Yeah, you kind of wake on the back of this guy's horse, like, oh.
Okay. Can I voluntarily throw up?
Certainly.
The horse is not gonna thank you.
I'll do it.
Your minor action is gone because you had to wake up. You do have a major if you wish to do anything.
I don't see any opportunity for a major. I'll hold off for now.
Very good. The wolves.
Bad dog, bad dog.
Well, first one will attack Borja because they haven't been told to stop yet because the assassin can't do anything yet. You didn't have any extra. They don't have to worry about attacking your armor because you are just hard to hit in general. 17 hits with stunt damage.
7.
7. And opposed roll because they're going to try to knock you off your horse. 13.
16.
And cost me 1. I spent 2 more for lightning attack because there's a bunch of wolves attacking you, so I have pack tactics. 18 to hit. I don't get stun points off that because it's the lightning. 9.
Kadogi.
Second wolf. Miss, I believe. Plus 4, yeah. Third wolf. Miss.
Miss.
Fourth wolf.
Hit.
7.
Hit.
Final wolf. Nope. So those guys did their thing. These wolves.
Off. Stop it. Bad dog. Bad dog.
I really hope you don't have like a confused dog sitting in the corner.
No. The dog's outside. The cats are ignoring me as usual.
Yeah, so the cats are looking at him like, why are you calling us dogs? That's why they bite you.
I mean, they generally approve of the message, though. The dog is
Yeah,
a
they
bad
do.
dog.
They do.
These wolves are going to attack this unit, and they're going to try to. They're going to rather than do the normal attack combination, they're going to try. Not so much a stunt attack, but they are going to. Their spend is going to be toward piercing armor because they realize that biting the metal thing, the shiny thing, isn't a possible. Teeth don't go through shiny thing. Go for the other bits.
So it is a stun attack period because you can do that, right?
You can, but if you're doing a stun attack, the actual attack itself doesn't do damage. You're trying to do a specific thing on the chart. So it's usually for disarming or knocking prone. You're like, instead of doing damage, I want to do a specific stun. It just means most NPCs have a certain set list of stunts that they do first before everything else. So now I'm just announcing that they're going to do something atypical of what wolves would do. Wolves normally don't pierce armor because they don't think to do that. Unless there's a reason to. That hits the poor soul. I didn't generate any stump points, so too bad. Wolf number 2. Nope. Wolf number 3. Uh-oh.
That's not enough.
It isn't, no. So lightning costs 3. I have 3 left.
But I mean, right? You don't need 3.
I only need 2. Sorry.
Well, no. I mean, there are at least 2 different combat stunts. Do they have access to the full list of combat
They
stunts?
do, yeah. They just prioritize their normal attacks until they.
Okay, I was about to say there are 2 different combat stunts you could use here to get this guy because he's a 0.
Yep. He is. Well, actually, they're gonna try Pierce because I knew they would do that first. The half hero. And then I'm gonna try to Mighty Blow, which won't be in. Which
will be enough. You only need to do 1 point of damage.
Yep.
Because their halved armor is 5.
And I would
You
try to
do
knock
5
him prone
damage.
because why not?
Which won't matter.
Yeah, but. So that was 1 plus 4, which was 5, plus 3 is 8.
It has an armor of 5.
Thunk. Guy gets pulled off his horse, and that was wolf number 3 that did that attack, I believe.
Yep.
Wolf number 4 ends him rightly. He mauls him to death. This unit is now unable to be commanded unless someone takes command of it because they've lost their corporal, so they're kind of they're a little leaderless now.
Very careless to lose your corporal.
These guys are going to attack Bianchi. Wait, sorry, I went too far. These guys are going to attack Dumas. Good luck, guys. Munch.
Hit.
It hits. Pierce, obviously. And Mighty Blow. Uh, 9 plus 4 is 13. Half your armor. Round down.
All right.
And there's 1 point left, which there is enough wolves to get knocked prone for cheaper. So they'll spend that last one to oppose roll you. Try to pull you off your horse. That's unlikely. Ha! That's unfortunate. Oh well. Wolf number 2. Hits. Pierce and Mighty, they don't have enough to knock you over. 16. Half your armor.
All right.
This wolf hits, but 10, so nothing.
Nope.
This wolf. Nope. This wolf. Yep, but not enough damage. Can't possibly do damage to you, so this unit thing. These guys are going to attack Bianchi. That's enough to hit. 6 damage, Bianchi.
2.
This guy. Hit, no stunts. 6 damage.
2.
3. Whoopsie. Nope. Too far. There we go. Up to. Is that? It is, yeah. 5.
1.
This guy. No stun points this whole time. 9.
5.
This last one. Gets 1 stunt die. Try to knock you prone because that's what they do. 7.
3.
And opposed melee attack. Try to knock you over again. 16.
What am I rolling?
A melee attack roll. You're opposing them, trying to knock you over.
Okay. I'll just roll for the glaive.
Yeah. More, they don't knock you over. Those wolves went, those wolves went. These wolves will... attack the 4th troop. Ooh, no, they won't. That involves putting their wolves in the middle of a big group. That is not something naturally they would want to do, so they'll attack this one at the edge. That's easier. That's basically. Ping. That is unfortunate. Okay, yeah. Does hit, but I didn't get any stump points, so it doesn't matter. Mighty Blow and Pierce.
Why? There's no stunt points on that. A 4, a 6, a 2, a 6, and a 4.
What if I rearrange them a bunch? Does that work? You're right. Can I pull this down here? No, I can't. Oh, where are my wolves at? There you are. This group.
Yo, where are my wolves at? Woof woof.
This group is going to. It's a little crowded up there, so they're gonna go. Ugh, I don't want to go. No, this guy's tied down. I don't have to worry about him. He's tied down, isn't he? But my fellow packmates are in trouble. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to peel them off. So I'm gonna go after red blue over here. Fortunately, it does limit my ability to attack the leader, but that's okay. Wolves, what do we care?
It's a lot of high thought for someone for wolves that are drugged out of their mind on attack juice.
Ooh, that second one hit and has stunts, so it actually matters. I can pierce.
That's enough.
6. Yep. This guy gets dragged down. That was Wolf 2 that did it, so he's just down rather than being mauled as the rest of his unit gets attacked by the wolves. This guy is gonna... we could focus on this, but these guys are kind of an issue, so we should probably do something about that. So... me... attack. I get 3 attacks. Nope. Nope. I get a stun point, but it's not enough. This group's attacking this guy in the back. That's why I changed my targets. Everyone's making this more complicated than it needs to be. That's unfortunate. Bud. And the other one mauls him to death. I believe I've done all the wolves. I don't think I missed any of the packs. Oh, there's this one back here. To get to this guy. They'll focus on attacking this group because it's closer. Not as much competition. I'm gonna roll, see if I hit the group and see if I do any extra damage. I do hit. Here's armor.
It's not enough.
That's not enough. So yeah, they don't. As much as they're mauling these panicked soldiers, these cuirassiers are able to hold their stone and fend off the wolves in their confusion. And at this point, you can have your enemies, you can have your guys attack if you want. to thin out the wolves, but after the military turn, the combat's going to be ended by the wolves being forced to withdraw. Don't know if you want to resolve this, but you can if you want.
I mean, I don't know how much it matters how many specific wolves we kill, but they're not gonna stop. So I don't know if you want to roll some number of arbitrary wolves who die before they're able to retreat or something like that. Just speed it up and get the same.
Give me communication leadership or intelligence military lore, and we'll treat your stunt die as how many wolves die. You need to get a base number, so make sure so like 11 or something. But as long as you get TN 11, you're going to be killing things. You did. You killed 4 of them. Probably the ones around you. Probably what happens. This guy basically screwed. But yes, as soon as the wolves appeared, another faint whistle occurs, and the wolves go sprinting off into the mists of the forest. As the men cheer, as most of them don't know why that happened. They figure they scared the wolves off. That's the natural assumption to make here.
Diego will ride up over here and dismount.
I will order all of the troops to rally and go check on McNeil. And ask Bianchi if he can temporarily see to this unit.
Yeah. Until the main force catches up, I'll take that unit of cuirassiers.
I'll go. What are you doing there, Sergeant? Sorry. I was kind of all over the map.
Essentially, until the main unit catches back up, or till a replacement is found, Bianchi's just going to take control of this unit.
Communication leadership. You don't have mysterious. Well. Yeah, no, that'll be enough. Yeah, you're able. You don't have any mysterious deserters. They maintain order and follow Sergeant Bianchi. So
Well, if they wish to desert, I will also, desert their head from their shoulders.
Yeah.
Oi, 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 oi.
Okay, maybe not go that far.
Okay, Comrade Commissar.
We look to Dumas as you go to check on McNeil. The Ford troop is able to help the captain back to his horse because his horse managed not to get mauled up too much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking to see. Captain, are you all right?
No. Those damn dogs. I think
No.
I cracked a rib.
All right.
And my uniform is all tattered. Oh, dear me.
Better your uniform than your body, sir.
No, I think his body is in tatters as well.
I need medical attention.
Yes.
You're in the wrong game.
Corporal, see that as soon as the camp is set up, the captain is his tent is priority, and fetch the. I don't think we have like a surgeon. We're not that big of a unit, right?
Yeah, they'd be with the division. They'd be back at the
But we have a corpsman, I think so.
At most, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, they'll take you to your tent and hopefully you don't die. All right. Well, then that's enough. I'll continue organizing and get us on the march.
Duma, you owe me communication leadership. You owe me 2 rolls to see if you're able to reorganize the 2 units that have lost their. The 1 unit, sorry, they lost a corporal. The other guy's just hurt, so they'll be able to save him. This one's guy's dead, so these 4 need to be reorganized.
We need to hit level 3 so I can actually get. I'll actually have the chance to get skills here.
You're able to find some way to keep them in cohesion and attend to the loss of their corporal. If nothing else, because you can even take personal command of these 4 for a while until you figure out who you want for your guy. Pay off the GM for levels. No.
If
Pay
only
them off
Mercedes.
with deeds. Paying channel points to the players. I won't. They're gonna get some experience. But what I will do with your channel points there, author, you can call out who gets an action point. So call out who you want to get an action point at this time. Borgia, you come to the tree, beneath the tree from which the hooded figure awaits. They seem braced between the tree, the branches up there, and they look ready to move, but they're waiting and looking down at you.
Diego Borja, lieutenant in the Grand Army, late of LaSalle.
They say something in the Vitluian language.
Speak trade by any chance?
Diego, you have an action point.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, author. I hope they speak trade, otherwise how do they understand my shout?
They frown at you and... Trade I will suffer, I suppose. That imperial tongue that binds us. What do you want,
Well,
Winalani?
I bring the House of Raven greeting from the Friends of Constitutional Order.
Funny friends. They march into the unit behind you. See, I'm nice as author, because author totally could have given me a buff there and something very bad would have happened.
Yeah. Fair enough.
The funny friends
See,
you
the problem is, Captain, the Major told me to make contact, just not what to make contact about. Yes, well, friends are as friends will be.
You're pinned then, if you are speaking truth. If not, you die.
What was it?
Your pin. Your mark of your association, your friendship.
I'm sure I got that between when we first joined in LaSalle and coming back, so I will show it. I imagine for Diego, it's maybe, I don't know. Where would Diego wear his pin?
A pair of crossed swords, often overlaid with an open book or scroll. That part is at the person wearing its discretion.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely have one in silver worked into the butt of my rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll kind of angle it to display that.
Grab the tip of their hood and kind of tilt it a tiny bit and nod or bow their head at you. Rug? Kind of hard to say it that way when they're 5 feet up in the air, but you know. So, I see a friend. These are friends of yours? Or at least behind your swords, yes?
Yes.
Very well then. They may pass the wood, and I hope your islander still has a bit of tin left to him.
Well, he may have a bit of tin, but probably not as much gold as it seems the tool have been wont to receive from the islands lately, from what I understand.
All things as they are, all things as they shall be. Winalani.
Fair enough. I don't suppose you could provide some sort of introduction to the chapter house in that place we're going to.
Seabreeze Cove.
Seabreeze Cove. Yes, sorry, I just had to flip the page.
I will ensure a raven is sent to him, and I will inform the rest to not collect your badges.
My thanks.
For now, Wenalani. For now.
Mm.
The rest will be to the Guildmaster.
Please tell them I shall appear one night before too many days have passed to be measured for a suit, whether for a celebration or a funeral. It will be up to your guildmaster to decide.
Quite right, then. Have you much else for us? Until you see the Guildmaster, I should say.
I think not, but nice work with the wolves. That was unexpected.
That we are, Winalani. That we are. They put the whistle up to their mouth, and then they play. You hear it a little more because you're a lot closer and you're listening for the sound. There's there's a pattern that they whistle, and then they begin leaping from tree branch to tree branch. Not supernaturally, it's just a lot of moving very quickly from very close together trees. Yeah, basically parkouring between the trees and vanishing into the wind.
Fucking druids. I'll ride back to the group to report to McNeil.
McNeil's very fucked up.
As you see, a corporal is already like tearing away at stuff and trying to bind up wounds. And sir, kind of like it's a preemptive like nod, and then that's the most they acknowledge. Like, I'm busy.
I've got them to call off the woods and give us safe passage through the forest. I'll be meeting with their guildmaster, assuming I can make it into the city. When we get there, from what the major says, this House of Ravens is the real power in Fitlu. If we can come to some sort of arrangement with them, we might be able to prosecute this campaign with much less bloodshed than otherwise.
Very good. Just get me to a damn tent. Why did we have to get attacked in the bloody first place? Couldn't we have struck a deal with them before?
Captain, please stop moving, sir. I'm trying to bind this.
Be silent, you knave.
Well,
The corporal stands back and stops eating you.
Speak,
Yeah.
Diego.
You might want to be more polite to the corporal here. But corporal, please put it down to his. He's in great pain. I'm sure that's all it is. I got to them as quick as I could find them. They were well concealed. If I hadn't heard the faintest bit of their dog whistle, we might still be fighting wolves.
I see. Get the men out of the woods as quickly as you can. While I am convalescing, you have command of the unit. Or rather, actually, wait, who would that fall onto?
That would fall to the Dom.
Yes. Inform Dom Rousseau that she has command of the unit, and tell her not to do anything rash. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Good. Leave me to my woes. Corporal, you may resume.
Captain. The guy leans forward and carries on.
Oh, I do apologize for that comment earlier. You have no anesthetics, I assume?
No, I don't.
Not even a
What's
splash
an
of whiskey?
that is the
Not even a splash of whiskey?
Fresh out. Sorry, sir.
Can you at least get me a branch so I can bite down on it?
There are no branches, sir.
The corporal
Oh.
considers saying that and thinks, nah, I'm pushing my luck enough as it is. Yeah. and he
Sorry,
makes
I'm
it-
just a simple knave. I don't know what
Yeah.
a branch is.
But yes, some experience will be had. Whoops, wrong music. Sorry. Actually, no, I had the right music in the first place. So, I am going to find the experience for this fight. 400 experience out of the gates, plus an additional 10, I'll say. So 410 experience for that particular fight.
I have us at 3430.
3430.
Yep.
Yeah, 434 40 would put us at like level 20 or something.
Right.
How short are you to the next level?
570.
Okay, so you need another couple. You need another hard fight like that, plus another smaller fight. But not all fights are fights. Sometimes it's social things. Anyway, let's figure out about healing because we need to figure out how much the good captain gets recovered. All of you will have at least a 5-minute breather to catch your breath. 5 plus your constitution plus level, just from having a chance to relax for a second.
So, 7.
And your intention is to not attack tonight. You're gonna wait till tomorrow to.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna build dugouts first, I think, right?
No, the plan was Diego is gonna go try to talk to the House of the Ravens by sneaking inside. Bianchi is gonna go save his dude, and
At first,
assuming-
we're gonna scout and see what we're actually looking at.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's implied, but that not part of the battle plan proper. I've just assumed. And then midday or so, once those two have had time to work on their projects, we will attack the city. Trying to give them terms first, but knowing they'll be rejected.
Right. Sounds like a plan, I suppose. And if they reject it, we fire a cannon on their wall to show how serious we are.
Well, at the gate, but yeah.
Yes. And perhaps try and scope one of their hats off the walls.
You can have all the hats you want after we sack the city.
Oh well.
Given that you're spending a night's of rest, you gain an additional 10 plus constitution plus level.
Excellent. That puts me back up to where I need to be.
Yeah, I thought you gained full health on sleeping, but
No.
No.
You only gain a certain amount.
It's enough. I'm at full.
Yep. I'm 12 off.
Since we're wrapping up, GM, do I get to keep the extra point that author gave me to have next time?
Oh no, there's still some extra stuff we can do. We have some.
Oh,
time
okay,
left in the session. I was just making sure to get that resolved to see, because I wanted to make sure the captain had his healing. I want to see how much of his HP he'd gotten back. Are you at full there, Captain, or no?
No.
Okay, then I'm gonna look up the heal action because I think they can do some extra. This will reflect the guy actually helping you with the thing. Someone roll for me. I don't know why I said someone. Who sent the healer at you? Borgia, was it? Borgia, you roll 3d6. Add 2.
Oh no, I sent it.
No, it was
I sent
yeah,
it.
it was Dumas.
Oh, we'll blame Dumas then.
I just left it there on the ground and went to talk to the enemy. I like a good nephew.
No, you insulted that corporal pretty bad.
Yes, they do their nominal best, but unfortunately, they find themselves unable to render more than just cleaning the wound and basic tailoring to make sure the clothes don't just stick into the wound, that sort of thing.
Which in this day and age, that's a big help.
That's like most of the job
That
right
is just
there.
what
There's
medicine
not
is.
much more than that.
Thankfully, it don't need to be amputated. Well, hey.
Yeah.
By it, I mean my body.
And for your roles, this person is the corporal of the 4th Troop is one Corporal Pulaski.
Ah,
He's
Polish
not going to
fella.
be around long. He's just here for the season.
He's a Polish lancer. He's got the cool wings.
No magic light to wave over it. No, this is a world bereft of magic as determined by the players. They've done this to themselves.
Very intentionally. Very
Yes.
happy. No magic.
You won't be saying that once your arms are falling off. No. Yes. We're gonna take a short break. I do have to refill my drink, so we're gonna step away for a little bit. We'll be back in Seabreeze Cove. Someone caught the reference. Yes, we shall return.
What are you gonna do? Bleed on me? So that's the 4th troop of the Elite LaSalle.
Just
Uh,
butchering
Well,
the
and I
stuff.
thought
Well, I mean, yeah, not. I mean, I don't know about that because feudalism is the thing that feudalism
I
is.
have returned.
Or not feudalism, serfdom then.
Yeah, I guess.
Dare I ask what's going on?
No,
Oh,
it's
I'm
talking about-
talking about.
Rome.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, we're discussing how we're gonna conquer this goddamn nation and put everyone into
Just-
chains.
Just a bunch of guys sitting around thinking about the Roman Empire, you know.
whoops.
Well,
The-
thinking
the
about how
usual,
to
yeah.
run a game in the Roman Empire.
How often do you guys think about the Roman Empire?
That's a
A lot, but
forward.
I'm a Roman history nerd, so I don't really count.
I'd say
Nerds.
once a day. You know, aqueducts.
Like,
Yeah.
you can actually go see one.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
Did you guys have a city called Rome? Somewhere in
Yeah,
Georgia?
I've been to Rome, Texas.
Uh,
We have, yeah, Texas has a Rome, it has a Paris. I mean, the thing
Yeah.
is, every 2-bit settler wanted to name their little podunk town after some really cool or impressive place.
and
Which
then
is
for
why,
some reason there's Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
well, the one next that I'm next to that's kind of weird is right before, right at the time Texas was being settled, right? Israel didn't exist yet. So there are towns named not Palestine, right, but Palestine.
Oh,
Yeah, there are no, which is not pronounced. It's named after the place, the province, or the country, but it's not pronounced like that.
So Napoleon.
okay.
Oh, there
So
we
it
go.
looks like our map was fairly accurate.
So this is the same map.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're saying that in character. I was like, no, it's literally the same thing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and carve out. I'm gonna call sections 2 and 7. Those are my sacking territories.
Moondocks and Northgate.
Yeah, y'all better get in on the action. Not much of the city's gonna be left to loot if y'all don't hurry up.
Idaho Falls, Twin Falls, American Falls. We don't have that many falls. We actually have to dig into a river to make the Idaho Falls. Yeah.
And our best fall we share with the Canadians.
So yeah, from a distance as stealthily as possible, Diego wants to kind of scout the city, you know, using my spyglass and whatever. I'm particularly interested in, you know, the walls, the armaments on the walls, both what I can see on exterior and seaward, and how many and what kind of troops they apparently have. Because according to what we know, the town garrison's only about 50, but I'm not going to be surprised if I see a bunch of guys in 10 Islander livery on the walls.
Those 10 Islanders worm their way into everywhere.
That's pretty much got to be the way they paid for the walls.
Give me a perception seeing with a bonus from your spyglass to see if you see
Cool.
what you're looking for, and then we'll do a follow-up roll.
17.
I think that makes it. You definitely see details of the city. You can use those some points to help with the follow-up roll you're about to do, which is analyzing what you're seeing, which is going to be intelligence military lore. So I assume that's what you're looking
Okay.
for. It sounds like you're looking for military knowledge rather than, you know, it's
Okay,
artistic
so I'm just letting
expression.
those 6 float for a moment.
Mhm.
He's got 6 stunt points.
Yeah, I'm just letting those stunt boys float for a moment before I make the other roll.
You do need to spend them before you go to the
Okay.
roll.
Okay, so 3 for pay attention and 3 for extra information.
3 for pay attention.
It's basically extra information twice.
Oh, okay. So what I'll say for sight-wise, you can see in the distant horizon the distinct heraldic colors of a rich, deep blue field decorated by golden anchor. The faintest hint over that horizon lies a Tin Islander fleet. Or at least a ship, not a fleet. The second bit of free information you get, you see that Seabreeze Cove has a fair amount of its high points across its township. It has a small silverish decoration of some sort of bird. One could probably presume what bird that is, even if you can't see it clearly. Certainly not a rooster of any kind. That's from your extra information of your site, but now for the actual city's fortifications, intelligence, military lore.
Okay.
Team.
Is that good enough? I do have a point.
On my screens. So I went quiet. There. It's good enough, yeah.
Okay.
It does seem that this regional township supports approximately 50 some people. You don't know the precise number on that, but you're not seeing any evidence of a much larger group. This town, from what you look at, if anything, the wall looks out of place for the town you're looking at. This town looks very much a place of dense streets, narrow alleys. The sun has a hard time seeing a lot of this place. This is a place more of intrigue and ancient architecture than any sort of military town. This is a town that wasn't built to fend off pirates and invaders. This place was built for much older reasons that were divorced of that. So this place doesn't have any natural defenses of any kind. You don't even see a garrison house. So there's probably like small. They probably house themselves out of homes or small guardhouses and stuff and the like. Like this, the military that's here is like just the city guard, their own gendarme, rather than a proper garrisoned militia.
Okay.
And you do see that there are some cannon, but they are aimed. There's one here, and then it's hidden behind the legend here, but this wall does go around like this.
Right.
And there's cannons that go this way as well. So these are meant for aiming out into the sea, but you actually don't see cannons aiming out from the wall.
What kind of cannons are they? Are they like small, or are they like big naval cannons? Like
they're naval cannons, yeah.
Naval cannons, ooh, big one. Okay. So no swivel guns.
Pointed seawards. Okay. Okay, so it looks like we do have troops waiting over the horizon if they need to call them in. But otherwise, it looks like we are just dealing with the city guard. Can I take a look and I think it was the mire where Bianchi's target was supposed to be?
Yeah, number 9, the Maya.
Okay. Can I give that an extra look, see if I spot any likely looking places, something under guard, something that appears to be a workshop? Or
Not from your vantage point, no. The walls,
okay, fair enough.
That particular part of the town's too close to the wall, so it's kind of the walls are kind of obscuring it.
Okay, fair enough.
Hell, you're looking through this high wall, that high wall, and it's kind of nestled up a bit. So
Okay, no stunt points on that roll, so I think I've got all the info that I can. and I will go and report back. Looks like 10 islanders are just hull down over the horizon. Can't tell how many, at least one ship. Only see about the town guard side cannons, but only a few pointed towards the sea. They're heavy. It's got dense streets, narrow alleys, which means house-to-house fighting, urban fighting would be interesting. But lots of symbols of the Ravens, probably.
But we did see Tin Islander stuff, didn't we? With the anchor?
That was the flag, the ensign flying on the ship that was hull down over the horizon, or
Okay.
just at the horizon. Yeah.
Okay. Which is a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to me what I would do in their situation if somebody appeared before the walls to attack, I'd try to delay long enough for the 10 Islanders to land their troops.
Well, I mean that our message boat, if they see that, they can take it.
Well, hopefully our message boat is a warship as well, so I'll fight.
No, it was a private. It was a private vessel.
No, it was Navy.
I thought we.
It was,
Okay. I thought it was like a
yeah.
merchant that we.
No, it was because they were going to be patrolling the coast anyway, so I just made a deal with one of our captains.
Oh, okay.
But I can't tell if it's a single ship out there or a fleet. So, I mean, even if ours is a warship,
Could you
I
tell
can't
what sort
tell.
of ship it was from a distance? Perhaps I can identify it.
How many masts did it have?
GM.
You'll need to do a new perception seeing to kind of focus on it. You just happen to see it, and then you're like, huh? Oh, crap. Well, I'm looking at the city. I'll look at that later.
Okay, let's see what I can find out then about the boat. Our boats. 17 with my spyglass bonus.
Looks like you rolled twice, though.
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah. So the first one is crap. I'll spend a action point and reroll, and that'll be the second one. Yeah. Yep. 17.
Yep, that's enough to see it for sure. And the target number is going to be higher. That's why I had that. That's the other reason I had to have you check. Actually, I'll triple check that. I'm pretty sure 17. Can't imagine. Yeah, no. I'm not going to make it higher than 17. I'm clicking everywhere but what I want to do. Anything you want to do with those stump points you have? It will be enough to see the ship. I can tell you that.
Yeah, let me see what I find out from the get-go.
Well, that's just it. Yeah, if you want extra information, it's applied to. It won't be extra information about the ship. It'd be like stuff around the ship. So if you're doing keep information or if you're doing a boost, you would do it at this point before the second roll. Because some things are about follow-up rolls, so you might spend it to something like that and go, well, I want that bonus or I want an extra focus that I normally wouldn't have had.
Okay, so I've got 2. How about insight? That'll give you a +1 on follow-up roll.
Yep. So
and if specialized knowledge is required,
give me intelligence. It would be naval lore, but you get +1 because you've spent into it.
Okay.
And I'll be a little more informative because now you have some insight into the ship now. Some extra stuff, I might say.
Okay. Insight also says if specialized knowledge is required, including having a certain focus in order to attempt the next task at all, you can muddle or bluff your way through. Okay. So
that's what I'm alluding to.
14.
14.
Don't think I have a way to leverage that if it's not enough.
You will realize. Gotta double check my ships of the era. I'm thinking in older ship terms.
What kind of ship do you want it to be?
I'm thinking
it's a galley.
So if it's a warship, it has 3 masts unless it's one of the very smallest, and those are more like second line vessels. If it's a warship of any kind, it has 3 masts, and then it's based on gun decks, right? So
Yeah.
1 gun deck is a frigate, 2 gun decks and up is a ship of the line.
An Oberth? No.
Oberth would be a bark or a barkentine, I would guess. Maybe a sloop of war, but probably not.
No, it's battle canoe. It's not
I
a
always like
warship.
that sloop of war. I think that's a great little name for a boat with like maybe 4 guns. Sloop of
Yeah.
war.
Yeah, cry Harrick and let loose the sloop of war.
Right.
Ah,
It's good for carrying messages to the Admiralty, and that is it.
That's right. And giving a midshipman some command experience.
yes.
Just a
A
terrible
midshipman
thing
or
to
your
do.
5th lieutenant, whatever.
Yeah, that's one of the weird things about British ranking. It's like you don't have really formalized, like you have your ensign, your lieutenant junior grades, your lieutenant commanders, and everything. It's like you have a captain who might be a commander or a captain,
Right.
or
And then a
a
hierarchy of ship's lieutenants.
yeah, and then you have your 1st through 5th lieutenants who are all lieutenants
Right.
and all hold the same rank. It's just that they hold different positions on the ship.
And seniorities, yeah.
Yeah. And
This is
even
another
more
thing you can learn by
confusing,
reading
you,
Forrester's Horatio Hornblower series.
your system of peerage is so messed up that you can't reliably put men of actual naval who have actual naval experience in command. So you put the gentry in command, right? And then you actually put a guy who knows how to sail the ship on, and he's the master, right? He's not a naval officer. He's just the guy that does all the actual work until the battle comes, and your ennobled guy can look cool by commanding the ship in battle.
Okay. Looks like a square rigger with 2 masts. You got a main and a
So you're looking at most it's a brig. We're talking less than probably 5 to 10 guns. It's not a this is a messaging ship or a ship for light patrol duties. It's not a warship. I mean, it is technically like a ship in the service of the Navy, so it's a warship, but it's not meant to actually fight other enemy
Right.
ships reliably.
But it's also the kind of ship you would use to signal
A fleet.
other ships further
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, it is. You would you might put it as a picket. Yeah,
Yeah.
for a larger blockade.
Yeah, the that picture I'm giving you is your ability, your insight is you able to your character's able to describe it with enough accuracy that everyone else has this is able to very clearly picture what this is. Even if your character doesn't happen to know what this class of ship is, it's like, it looks like this, it looks like that. It's like, oh well, the rest of you can hear him talk about it.
Right. As Continental.
Yeah, and at most I'd say maybe 200 people on board, but probably less. Probably like 70 or 80. So they're not a significant manpower. Well, I guess compared to us and with the city guard, if they all got off the ship and fought street to street, it could be kind of concerning. But then they'd be sailors. So.
But maybe 14 guns.
Probably less.
I'm just going by what looks like the ports.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember some of those might be
it's hard
pretty
to
light.
tell from the art.
They'd be pretty light guns. They're not gonna. I mean, at most like 18 pounders or something, but probably less than that.
Yep.
I believe McNeil, you were trying to ask for something.
Oh, sorry.
Continental would know what sort of ship this is, right?
Give me intelligence roll. I'll give you +1 because you're right. Tin Islanders are very knowledgeable of their ships.
13?
13. Here, in front of me. 13. Yeah, this will get you. You are able to identify. Also, I'm adjusting the target number down a bit because, again, you're way more knowledgeable about ships than the average setting sun person. The only people who know more than you about it is maybe the Vinlanders. Where do you think they learned it from? Not like you helped with their revolution or anything against the Galleons. Mr. Mike. You identify it. Oops, oh no. Grab the thing. Oh, fiddlesticks. I'm sending you a message, because your character knows this ship. I'll even go so far, you might have even seen one of these. You actually might have been on one of these for a short time. There you go.
Yep, got it. In any case, I think, in my humble opinion, right, correct me if I'm wrong, GM, that this shouldn't be able to provide massive support to a town like a gunboat would, for instance, right? A gunboat that has like mortars built in or something like that. Or, I don't know, a second-rate or a third-rate ship of war.
It could add to if it were to join, it would add a specialization bonus in the third stage because it does have cannon, so it can bombard units. But yeah, it wouldn't be. You wouldn't send this in, honestly, based on what you see. It's not meant to be part of the battle. If it is in the battle, it can, but that's probably not what it's for. This thing's meant to fight boats, not shell the land. It can, but this sort of boat would have been the sort of thing you would use back in the piracy days to attack small forts, not fight a proper military unit.
Actually, though, you would use a brig for that. Sloop's even smaller than a brig, I think. Oh well, fair enough. That ship shouldn't pose too much of a problem for now.
Well,
Besides,
unless it
there's
is
no,
a
there's no
picket.
way its cannons can bombard us all the way over here.
Right. My concern is that it's a picket place to signal larger ships or troop
Well,
ships.
Yeah, but no need to worry about that.
Right.
That is the
That's the
job
Navy's problem.
of His Imperial Majesty's Navy.
Exactly.
And we here are the mudsuckers, therefore we shall enjoy our mud while we still have it. What of your plan, Diego, to go inside the city?
Well, I'll need to find a place to acquire some sort of boat up the coast a ways, and then head in by night.
All right, then you best be setting off. Then you and Luciano can see to your missions, and perhaps me and the captain can ride to them and offer them terms and let them have the night to think over the terms.
At the very least, we may give you enough of an ample opportunity to slip in unnoticed while the guard is busy with the flag of truce at their door.
Yeah, they may be so busy with preparations for war that the backside of the city may be easier to infiltrate.
McNeil will chuckle.
Okay, well, my question
Just
is
make sure you
this.
handle that backside of that town very easily.
The other
Diego.
side, the thing that worries me there is if you're showing up early enough to, like, with the parlay and everything, then that gives them more of a chance to signal the picket, to signal troops, because we've been warned there may be Ten Islander troops offshore.
Yeah,
Um,
but we can't, in good faith. I guess we could assault the city directly, but we really should give them the chance to surrender, considering our numbers.
Yeah. My suggestion is, why don't you give Bianchi and I the night before approaching the city at all? So that way he has a chance to get his guy and get out. And I have a chance theoretically to strike a deal with the Ravens, which which could potentially at least eliminate the need for a full assault. Might instead raise the need for us to defend the city against the Ten Islanders. So why don't you give Bianchi and I the night to see what we can accomplish, and then come dawn, you can do the traditional military thing.
Well, a force such as ours, I'm afraid, no matter how small we may appear at the moment, is not bound to pass unnoticed past these walls. I'm sure their sentries have already spotted us, given that they probably have spyglasses like you do.
So we're hiding in the forest still.
No, we had to come out of the forest.
No, we could surveil the town from the edge of the forest.
Okay, yeah, I
That's-
mean the edge of the forest. I don't know how much cover that is.
Well, I would assume that like we didn't pull the entire forest up to the very edge of the forest, but probably left it back in. So it's
Yeah, I'm presuming you stepped out of the forest and kind of hid your unit in the forest for now.
Right, but here's the thing. Fires need to be made, men need to be fed.
Yeah,
Somebody's
without a
gonna
roll, they're
spot
going
us
to be seen.
eventually.
Yeah, they'll be seen during the night if there's not a roll done to hide their fires.
not if you don't light fires.
I'm not going to make the men go cold and hungry into a siege assault.
Well, they don't have to be hungry, but I mean, it's not the depth of winter yet. They can do a night without fires. It's not an unusual thing.
Well,
But-
Diego, you're going to be the one to break that to the men. Is that
No,
okay with you?
I'll tell them.
can't pass the buck like that, Captain.
Oh yes, I
Yeah,
can,
I'll-
especially on such unpopular decisions.
They're still going to resent you. It doesn't matter because you're going to allow him to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with telling them. I'm fine with telling them that we're doing it to achieve surprise over the enemy, so that we have to fight, less of them will have to die.
We
Do
already
the
knew
perks of the rank not give me anything in this blasted job?
but we already
Oh.
knew the enemy was going to know we were going to be here. We knew we weren't going to arrive before news of us arrived.
Yeah, I mean, but
Lieutenant
my whole
Dumont does
deal
make
is
a point.
they know that the Seventh Corps has landed. They probably know that we were in whatever that little town was called, but they don't necessarily know when and where we're going to be coming from. So I say, for one night, give me and Luciano time to do our little kind of covert thing, and then you can
I agree.
deploy in the full panoply
Yeah.
of war.
I agree not to approach the city tonight. I disagree on the fires.
You will have your one night, Diego. As soon as I hear the first rooster crow inside Seabreeze Cove, we will advance under a flag of under the white flag, under a flag of parley. Is that
So
understood?
kill all the roosters. Got it.
You have until the sun is over the horizon. No more.
Never have so many roosters been slain by one man in one night.
It's like
Shut
a
up!
John,
Shut
like
up!
a,
Shut up!
like a John Wick story, except roosters.
That's right.
Cue
All right,
intense
so
battle
Bianchi,
music. All those poor
Do
roosters.
you want to come with me in the boat and me drop you off near the mire and then me head on
Well, y'all are going
upstream,
to
or do you want to
opposite
try and
sides of
steal
the
two
city.
boats? Well, no, the
He's going
entrance is
here.
somewhere up here.
Yeah,
And
but
the
he's
mire
going
is up here.
But he's not going to the mire. He's going
No,
to
I
this
am.
little house right here.
I'm
thought
going
it-
up top.
Oh, I thought he lived in that house.
No, that's just a workman's house. Like for.
Oh, I thought he lived there because
construction
he was the main constructor and that was the construction house. But okay.
That's where he works, but he doesn't live there.
Not living at your work. What is this, like 2019?
Certainly, it sounds like a plan. Do you wish for me to bring my unit with me? Maybe they can back you up if required.
Well, I mean, from what I understand, this secret entrance is at most 10 men.
Yeah, Diego won't even be able to take his full contingent, only half.
Yeah, I mean, so are you gonna take some men with you to handle your end of things?
Oh, I. Well, I've got my corporal and 4 privates.
Okay,
So
so that's uh
It's 5.
5, 6 if you count Bianchi, leaving 4 more posts in the boat. 3 more once Diego is counted. Okay, so I need for those 3 spots, I need 1 person who knows how to fucking sail at night and navigate, which surely I can find in this
See,
branch, particularly since there's a bunch of people from LaSalle, which was a
you
coastal
think
town.
I asked that exact question about my cavalry from LaSalle, and they were all idiots when it came to boats. They only knew about the Kissing Cove.
well, luckily, Private Malay has sailed in the past, so maybe he can be of assistance.
All right, he's going to need to stick with me then, because I'm going to
Spending
need
a
his
luck point
expertise.
there.
Yeah, I'll
Luciano?
spend an action point
Yeah.
to essentially. I'm creating a little A team for myself.
Okay.
Well, our team, but
Yeah, but yes, if I'll take maybe 2 of the privates, you can take the corporal and the other 2, and whoever else you need.
I'm actually going to take for my crew some of my riflemen.
Very well. So you just take Private Malay.
You can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll take Malay. So me, so 3 more. Yeah. Let's give these guys.
what's your number split? Just so I can or note it.
It's 5 and 5. So Bianchi and 4, and me and 4. And Malay's coming with me.
Yeah, he's one of my privates, but essentially he'll be steering the boat.
Okay, so you're essentially down to 4. But he has 1 blue guy essentially.
Winalani Winalani is the fantasy equivalent of what nation?
Italy.
Italian?
Yeah.
Italy? Okay. So these guys will be from LaSalle, so we'll call them
There's also
Private.
guides, name guides in the people's entry.
Yeah, I just used a fantasy name generator for like European countries.
Yeah,
I'm good.
same difference.
Oh, that's a good idea. Might as well start fleshing out some of my dudes.
You guys are getting over to boat off this way.
I believe so. Yeah, and we'll end up going along the coast. My group will get off here, and I believe Diego's will be following the secret path inside the dock and heading to his destination.
Well, first things first. You get your people there. I presume they're not in uniform.
No, that would give it away.
I was gonna say. I presume you 2 aren't in uniform.
Hold on, let me write down.
He's trying to justify shooting you as a spy.
It's not unusual. But no, I wouldn't be in uniform.
You would not be?
Well, I'm essentially going to kidnap someone.
Are you suggesting kidnap is not a soldierly action?
That's ransoming. That's capturing.
Totally legit.
Yeah, one's legal. Cough.
And it's not like I'm handing them over to the government. I'm handing them over to an organization.
believe Borgia, are you going to be out of uniform?
Hang on just a second. Okay, yeah. So here are. Okay, those are riflemen, privates, voltigeurs. No, I'm going to be in uniform, wearing a shitty coat.
Okay.
And pretty much what I'm going to tell the people coming with me to do is, coat, cloak, whatever. It's cool enough in the evening to justify it. And our uniforms are particularly the Voltigeur uniforms are, a field gray, so they don't really look like military uniforms if you keep the facings and bangles covered up.
Yep. The thing that I will warn, is that if you get into a fight or something like that, and the gendarme came to you, they would see people with rifles, who are dressed very militant in some regard. Maybe not. They may not know about specific military, but they sure as heck know that that isn't the gendarme, and that ain't Vit Louis in uniform. Who the hell are you?
Yeah, it's going to require a lot of sneaky, but
Yeah,
I'd rather
just giving you a
do
fair
it in
warning.
uniform.
I mean,
Yeah.
my guys have to get changed because we wear the standard, not the
Yeah.
voltage. So it's like we
You're wearing
have
the
to.
galleon blues. It's like no. That we're obviously the occupying attackers.
We'll find Mallet. We'll have Mallet trade uniforms with somebody roughly his size in the voltigeurs.
And then the question becomes, how do you procure a boat? Do you look for
Theft,
one?
most likely.
Are you going to steal one, buy one,
I
or hopefully chance upon one with action points?
don't have any action points left, so that tells you what's happening there.
Neither do I, but I have quite a lot of currency.
Yeah, I think hopefully would be to find a small fishing village or place upstream or this way.
Mm.
And so we come down this way. I hate that the ruler thing doesn't go away. I can move it though. Yeah, so we'll come in like that.
So, rar. I clicked the wrong thing. Load. What he doesn't know is that I know, he knows, I know, he's here. Mel Brooks, the Fantasy Age 2nd edition. Question is, who's being played by Gene Wilder?
Apparently, it's Timothy Chalamet.
Aha, there we go. Looking up the price for a boat. It's a tiny boat, so it's not expensive. Just want to have a rough idea. Yeah, there we go. You son of a. Thanks for the stats. That is useful to. About that, so you should be around that. So that.
I was just about to say, how much is a fucking horse and we'll pay double?
A horse is 35 gold.
I think a boat's probably cheaper than a horse.
A cart is 10 gold.
Yeah, I'm gonna and. What did I say? This thing holds like some. How many people?
10.
10.
We need something that'll hold 10.
I will call it 25 gold. It's a big old boat.
We'll cover That's from my funds from the salon in the loot.
Okay. Let's hope the person we bought it from isn't feeling mouthy.
You can.
Question.
You want to try to skin their hands to make them not want to talk?
I was just about to say, could I give them an extra 10 gold to maybe forget about this purchase for a while?
You certainly could pay that money and give me communication bargaining or bribery.
Or I could leave, some voltigeurs to sit on their heads.
Well, we can do that if this doesn't work. But unfortunately,
Right.
it'll just have to be communication. +1 because money.
You are giving gold, yeah. Plus, hell. I'll call +2 because it is a fair amount of money that you're putting into.
That's good to be.
15.
15.
Good to be. Good to be a member of the salon.
Computer. Y'all. $15. Unless this person's a dyed-in-the-wool loyalist of Vitlu, they probably aren't going to say anything.
Okay.
I mean, considering the money we just spent on, if they still rat us out, it's like fair play. You really love your country.
So you lot start getting into your boat. Meanwhile, what are McNeil and Dumas up to out in the woods?
Well, trying to get the men accustomed to their new goddamn situation of being out in the cold woods with lots of fog around them and no way to light a
I
fire.
mean, Diego is perfectly willing to explain that to him and to take the rap for that, and I'll even do a roll for it. But
No, Dumas already said it. You're not gonna take the rap for it. I am because I'm the commanding officer. So, I'll go over to Foxhole and, be like, hey, you guys alright? How you doing? It's not so bad. Tomorrow we'll be probably sitting in the city drinking a warm mug of ale, etc.
a touch of Harry in the night.
Communication, please, Captain.
With a leadership focus.
I'd say that apply, yeah.
Here's a 15. Do these people fall under any class which I have to look out for? Commoners, perhaps?
I'm sure they're quite varied.
They're varied enough that there's no penalty. There's no up or down. They
Okay.
even out. There's too many. There are too many factions.
So a solid 15.
Actually, no. That's what it defaults to. Yeah, that's how that. I forgot how I did my own system. Yeah, they would default to commoner because most of the people here are commoners.
Oh, in that case, let me add up my commoner bonuses.
In doubt, go with how
Well,
rich they are.
I would I may suggest that there would be a good mix of bourgeois because it's not cheap to serve
Oh yeah, you're
in the
dragoons.
Crusades, right?
You're a dragoon unit.
Is
so-
it bourgeois or common?
I'll say bourgeois. That makes more sense given that you're a dragoon unit.
Okay, 1 second then.
Certainly. Frau Bluka.
Thank you for that.
So overall, that's a 13 then, -2.
Well, no one's thrilled. There's a bit of whining going on. But, it's nice to see that the captain's willing to whine with them. Well, he's giving a stiff upper lip about it, so, no one wants to be shown up by the Tin Islander officer who seems to be perfectly fine, even though you probably aren't. But, you're making an effort to make people feel better.
Oh no, I'm walking through the camp in my ravaged uniform that's been patched up with
Yeah.
patchwork stuff. A couple of scratches still showing on my face and on my arms and things like that. Not looking very good. But I'll rough out the cold. I'm hoping these guys can as well.
Oh, and actually, thanks for the reminder. Scarred from battles. Scarred by wolves, I should say. Plus to militants. Who would dislike that? We'll say the monarchists.
Nobody.
The monarchists don't think you're being too, looks a little too rough.
What on earth were you
Yeah.
doing in the woods, dear boy?
That's what the people are for. You have help for that. Well,
But
I'm
monarchists love to go out in the woods and hunt.
Yeah, but they don't get
Fair
hurt.
point,
That's
actually.
what the commoners are for. You get hurt, I don't. Except for the ones that mysteriously fall off their horses. But, you know, those are just accidents that happen
Always
during
an
succession crisis. That's all.
I will spend this time. I'll have suggested, because I can't command because I'm not the captain, but I will have suggested it would be a great idea for all the other officers to come to a council of war.
Communication leadership. All right, now I have to grab some people because I thought to myself I should totally grab them. I thought, nah, I won't need them.
12.
12 is enough. 12 is enough. Sorry. There are others who would show up, of course, especially in the in Rousseau's squadron, unit. But the notable people, of course, are Safwan and Rousseau will show.
Also mentioned both of these people are very good friends. Or Swafan's only very friendly. Yeah, the plan is to come up with exactly the plan to. My overall plan, right, is blowing a hole in this gate using cannons, maybe double shot the cannons, but working out the fine details of what each of them are supposed to do and everything. So maybe we can get a bonus to the actual tests.
Give me intelligence, military lore. You gain +2 because Rousseau and Safwan are pitching in their ideas. They're like, hey, well, I think you could do this, you could do that.
Can I suggest military engineer or intelligence engineering, because this is
certainly
a
can, yep.
siege?
Certainly can. That makes sense.
Oh, 11. Finally, something other than military lore, but I still will.
Sorry, I don't have any to pass your way.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a 13 because they gave bonuses, right?
Yep. 13 will give a +2 to your to the roll. I will say.
And that's during a certain phase, or that's just during all the phases of the first round, or
I will say that helps with the opening, given the plan that you suggested.
Okay.
Because that is the opening attack that you're doing, I suppose.
Which I guess I'm doing all 3 phases.
If they don't get back in time, yeah.
Well, I don't think they're coming back at all. I don't think Borgia or Bianchi may make it back, but I don't think Borgia's planning on being back until after the city's taken.
Yeah, if it winds turning up into a military thing, I plan to cause some havoc in the city.
All right.
You have your council. Dom Rousseau will say to you that the one thing I might suggest when it comes to the seizing of Seabreeze Cove is that we'll want to be considerate of the Heather Grove. Heather Grove is of some cultural significance to the Vidluians. It is heretical, she shrugs, but there are some old pagan remnants left in that part of once deep in their wood, now on the edge of their town. If any damage were to be done, we should minimize that. If we do that, that will lend us a bit more.
It's Bob's pants and my belt.
Um,
Blown away.
It's not in the path of the siege, and it's not within the walls, so I don't envision it being a problem.
It's just a thing to make sure that certain excitable zealots of the church should be discouraged from purging the heretic, as it were.
I think anyone like that might be in your command. In fact, your entire command might need to be informed.
I'll look after mine, but McNeil's unit will need to be looked after as well. There's only so much I can do from my side of things. I don't know how much, and besides, I don't know how much McNeil really minds such things. But I don't, as I recall, I never knew him as a zealot himself, so I'm not too worried
No.
about
They're
it.
coming
But he
far,
has
so
some zealots in his ranks, I'm sure.
you ordered 3 belts in total, remember? I think this is mine.
You might want to serve meet him for a second.
What, you don't want to know his grocery list?
Just like we're trying to have a council where he's just like standing outside, like going over the details of the supplies.
So, and then Safan will point out I imagine taking the wall. Once we get in the gate, I agree. Charging through, like, we don't want to sit outside for very long. I don't know a lot about Seabeer's Cove, but if I know anything about port towns like this, controlling the docks quickly will help turn away any attempts of any navy that they have if they have to fight us there and then. If nothing else, to wreck the docks for use, or make them, or not wreck them per se, but or wreck them. But the easier option, the wreck them option, would be requiring much black powder and destruction. But we can just muddy the water with barrels and crates to make it such that using them is to their disadvantage, rather than because we can't really use them until the reinforcements get to us, and by the time they get here, they're not really concerned about using the port. That's not what they're coming here for. But that'd be my insight to this, because normally I would say to go to some city hall or to the main fortress or garrison, but this place is not, from what Lieutenant Borgia was talking about. I don't see anything that would suggest a central command. If it is a central command, it's some nice house somewhere in, I guess, Cheese Park or the South Docks, maybe. If it's somewhere in Northgate, I'd be surprised since it's so close to the wall. But it's dense enough that who knows. So hunting for a headquarters will be difficult when I'm trying to drive at it. That would be the normal Imperial Guard tactic, would be to hit the head square, but we can't do that because we don't know where it is. Not yet, anyway.
I think we shall clear out the walls and seize the cannon on the walls. Their ship will be useless once cannons start being turned on to it, because a single decker like that can't get the elevation to engage the guns on the walls. So it would be a one-sided fight.
All right. I think we all have our ideas in order. Just have to get it all sorted.
I tell you what, Dom Rousseau, I shall endeavor to make sure McCormick informs the command that there is to be the strictest discipline until the battle is won, and at that case, well, it is a victorious siege, so some looting will take place, but we'll ensure that everyone's back in line in 2 or 3 days. Perhaps the Vitluvians can manage to get off with their pagan stuff. I doubt any soldiers are going to be that interested in nicking pagan rocks when there's silverware and trade goods for looting.
The thievery I worry about, it's fires. they burn any of their sacred trees there, then we're looking at a very complicated relationship with the locals.
Perhaps you should dedicate some portion of your troop to defending it,
Believe I shall.
because as much as I would like to prevent this from happening at all, it only takes one trooper, right? One trooper to make a terrible decision.
Mm-hmm.
And even with the Emperor's discipline, there's always one trooper who's willing to break unbreakable rules, even with death as the punishment. So, I think you will have to protect that if you wish to see it protected.
Well, you'll have to forgive me. I won't be able to be of much aid if you get into a crisis of any kind. But
No, I'd have to restate. I think this is a concern after the battle. I do not think we can afford to dedicate any troops to its protection during the battle.
Well, my intention, if I am to guard it, will be to seize that side of the wall very quickly and assail it from that direction.
To seize
Well, hopefully we can avoid a battle.
To seize the wall, yes. To seize the wall and its cannons for the use against the enemy, but not to protect. If the effect of seizing the guns is the protection of that area, then that seems reasonable. But don't go with the intent to protect the area. Go with the intent to seize the guns, right?
Yes, that will be the official reason, obviously, where I'll be.
I mean, it needs to be the actual reason.
Lieutenant, if the idea being, my understanding is that there will be the push through the main gate, and then I will be taking. This gate can be opened for further ingress, and that I can seize the guns, but I can still leave a unit to hold this under guard while we press in. Now, rather than dedicating a full unit to it, I can direct this as my headquarters for my unit, and then press from there. It is untraditional for me to do my command from the back rank, but this way I can ensure its safety while still maintaining military discipline. I'm merely saying that my personage will not be easily available if you need my personal assistance. But the army, my unit will still be able to, my squadron will still be able to push in. That's not the concern. It's just that I have to dedicate some of my personal resources to ensure.
I don't see this as necessary. Our troops are not going to break rank to go burn down some village during the heat of battle. It's only after battle, when looting begins, that they might do that.
I've learned much. I learned in the Revolution that patience is not a Gallian virtue that is practiced when it comes to religion, or lack thereof.
And so you think some troopers might be willing to throw the siege and die here for the chance to burn it?
A selfish revolutionary? Perish the thought.
It's not revolutionaries that are going to be doing this. It's members of the church.
All one when it's running counter to the mainstream in the extremists.
Never met a revolutionary who cared anything about pagan anything. I can't give you orders. I can only tell you that it's a mistake to dedicate too much resources to it.
You can try a communication role to try to convince her out of it, because she's very adamant that she wants that it should be protected.
A big question is, with the convincing last time, I spent a lot of resources, but I don't know if that had made her the final push to join the monarchists, or if she still needs convincing, because her faction is going to be really important here, I think.
She's not quite out of monarchist yet, but she is fairly close. There's still one more big push left. There's a turning moment that she needs to face. She has to set aside her old faction, which is a big deal.
Oh, right. So she's counting as a monarchist at the moment. Which puts me at a -3. Persuasion?
Yep.
nothing I can do about that. Oh, other than to mention that she's very friendly towards me.
Yeah. She says, she looks to Safon and looks to you. You're right, Isabel. You can't order me, and I must answer what I believe is right.
Very good.
That is to say that her friendliness doesn't go down because she's friendly enough with you. She's like, she doesn't mind you disagreeing with her. It's like, no, we disagree on this. Like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, Isabel's not
We're
gonna-
not going to agree on everything.
Isabel doesn't care one way or another whether this little pagan village burns down. It's just I don't want to lose the battle because of it.
Yeah,
So I'm not going to
mechanically-
lose sleep over this.
Mechanically, she can't be used during a crisis moment because she's going to be tied up. Her unit's still part of the larger battle. It's just that she can't show up to help. Whereas Safon can be pulled in. Hey, can Safon show up and help me? Sure, because he's probably somewhere in the battle, for example. But yes, so that war cancel is done. McNeil is chatting with the soldiery, and
I love the idea that while that's going on, Luciano and Diego's just going, this money's actually coming quite handy since I got it.
Right? It's good to be part of the, yeah.
And as the boat begins its journey along the water, laden with men, plans are done deep in the forest. Various other strange actions occur on water and in the dense streets of Seabreeze Cove. But what precisely the battle will do and how the exchange of secret gestures and words will resolve, that will have to wait for next time. For all of you who are watching, thank you very much for watching. Those of you playing, thank you very much for playing. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Have a good one. Yeah, I figured doing this last little bit was going to be get some preamble set up before you actually hit the town and start doing stuff to it. So,
Well, and it gives us the whole of next week to handle that, so that's good.
exactly.
Yeah, and sorry guys, I honestly thought I had